Okay, so welcome to our next session of Mystara for our Friday group. We're up to session 121, and it is Phase 3, Season 2, Episode 11. They are up to the 25th day of the 4th month of the year 1011. At the table today we have Izzy.
Hello, I'm back. Vega is here. Cheeky little fairy dragon, ready to have fun.
Next up we have is Gary.
I play Anton Chigo, who's not cheeky, has been here a few times, so not a surprise there, and is a Treladaran warlock. For those who are interested in the details, alienist warlock.
For those interested in the details, sorry, what?
Alienist warlock.
Oh.
There's subtypes in all the classes.
Yeah. It is interesting. I've never
It
heard
is.
one of those.
Well, it's much better than some of the other ones he could be. He could literally be the Black Knight warlock.
Yes, well, we're not Black Knight. As much as people like to slander me that I am the Black Knight, or that I may become the Black Knight one day, I am not.
Well, Wednesday got to see the Black Knight in action.
No, that's good. The Black Knight's over there. And so, notice that there is this physical separation, and if Drazel can confirm that we are in the same time stream, I assume that the Black Knight is not capable of being in multiple places at the same time, unless he has multiple aspects or avatars.
This is something you should ask Tuesday's Lani about. Where she has an island with a village full of Lanis all in the same time.
All at the same time. Well, you know, that's a problem for the priests of time to figure out. I'm not going to try to get my head around that concept.
Yeah, just let you know.
Maybe they're clones. Are they clones?
No,
Similar.
she stole them from her other timelines.
She stole them from all possible pasts and futures.
Okay, well, I can't do that because Drazel has told me that in every other time stream I am dead.
Or he's dead.
Or he's dead. Oh, he didn't tell me that, did
You
he?
guys really need to settle your differences.
I don't really have any differences. This is the thing. Like, I don't have any
Well,
differences.
Drazel has not once attacked you, so obviously he thinks you're different to the other timelines
Okay.
currently.
So what, did you attack me in other timelines? Is that what happened? I don't know. Like,
Sounds like
I've never actually asked the question because I just assume there are so many different ways I could have died up until now.
He's never told you about what happened in the other timelines, because if he does, he has to make it happen in this one.
Oh, okay, all right. There's that problem again. Well, I'm not asking Drazel. Those are the other timelines. They do not matter. This is the important thing. This is the timeline that matters.
Exactly.
And also at the table is Ariadna.
I play Fabrics, a white dragon with the jazz wings, and no other different coloured scales whatsoever. There's no black, no blue. That red scale is actually a scale from the Worm's Teeth Mountains. It's not actually a fire scale.
Sure, it has absolutely nothing to do with what's
Nothing to
going
see
on.
here. There's no Bahamut, no Caesars.
Dragons, it's fine. Dragons have multicolored scales. I have multicolored scales. It's not an issue.
It's all part of the
It's just-
decoration that goes with the children's drawings.
Well,
It's just part of being.
There's nothing wrong if you've decided to colour, like put some cosmetic colouring on some of your scales.
Exactly. Elk Clan helped. She now has everything from stick figures to Da Vinci style artworks on her tail and her sides and various parts of her wherever the Elk Clan children decided that they wanted to draw on her. And I believe now other people have seen the drawings and decided that Halbrix is a canvas and in a large size. She's got plenty of more scales. She also has a companion with her. Eep is a small, friendly, adorable, non-threatening, absolutely harmless, very dark creature who does not eat demons,
Hands out
amongst other
cookies.
things. Yes, she hands out cookies. She's kind of like a Girl Scout, except she has a much shorter vocabulary.
So they did find out on Tuesday, Eep can now do the Varrock dance effect.
Okay.
What's the Varrock dance effect?
It causes fear and terror in people.
Right. Yeah, no, we'll there'll be another sort of. Stop hanging onto my finger.
Well, Eep lives up to he is what she is what she is.
Yes,
Not
she
eating
does.
me.
No, you're a party member. You're not food.
Eve and I have had disagreements on this, but yes.
Okay, online today we have Mark. Well, he may be busy at the moment, so while he's potentially busy, we'll go over to we have a Ross.
Yes, I play Yodri, the halfling swashbuckler warlock of follower of the Lady Blue.
The totally not Eep's next meal.
Nah.
You're saying Lady Below's Eep's next meal.
No, I'm saying the halfling's totally not Eep's next
Oh,
meal.
okay.
No, Eve is a very big fan of the halfling. One, because he's been a party member for quite some time, and two, he knows some delicious recipes.
Yeah. Now and then you'll see a imp sitting on his shoulder, which is familiar that he keeps on forgetting to talk to. Because basically he keeps on going invisible. That's Storm.
I would like to say Eve and Proshka, they haven't forgotten him.
No. Froshka has blind sight, as do I. Actually, no, I've got tremor sense, not blind sight. I take it back.
So as long as they're touching something, you can find them.
Yeah, I know, but if they're flying, I can't. Another reason why this flying thing I don't like. Another reason.
Flying, I have been quite happy that we have been on the sea for most of the adventure.
Yeah, does that give me some like seasickness, extra seasickness?
Well, you haven't gotten sick.
Okay, all right.
You've
I'm
done
saying
well.
with tremor sense, would that make it? You know, I'm getting shaken around a lot more.
Well, you're definitely feeling everything move.
Okay.
The boat never stays still.
The boat never. Why don't we get to solid land? For Christ's sake.
We did,
And
we did, and then somebody decided to nuke the.
Not me.
Yes.
Was not me.
He did an implosion ball where he sucked everything into one little tiny cube.
What did I miss?
When Chauvel did his fireball.
I wasn't there for that one, was
You were distracted.
It did happen. Because I do recall investigating. I'd never seen it before. I had to examine the resulting cube or thing.
Yeah, so all the people that were in the area of effect were all squished into this one little space.
I remember now.
Yeah.
This is the.
And all the life had been sucked out of them.
The poor trainees, yeah. Miss Bleeder of Souls.
Okay, and also online we have M.
Excuse me while I try and scoff my dinner down. Caught me this time, man.
It happens.
I play Zal, your ever-lovable cleric wizard.
Formerly ranger, graduated from ranger to something higher.
Former ranger.
Becoming the ultimate spellcaster.
And slightly more scarier in the whole in a few
Updated
other ways,
stats.
actually. Slightly more buff than I was a couple of days ago. I have some more hit points than I had before.
Which means you're not as squishy.
And you
Not
also have
squishy?
you also have a fearsome, is it skull or head? I can't remember.
It's a skull, so it's a drift globe
With a
that
skull
has
inside
my
it.
father's skull in it.
And then she carries an arrow that has her mother's soul in it.
Yes. I have a golden arrow with my mother's soul.
Well, she takes her family everywhere.
I was going to say, you're just a family man.
No.
Yeah,
Yep.
you missed this favourite that Zal can actually sink a ship in a round.
Oh, nice. Cool. Alright.
I double cast because I have technically I'm triple class, so I'm Mystic Theurge, Cleric, Wizard.
So she can cast 2 cantrips in a round.
I can cast 2 cantrips in a round. I cast 2 firebolts, which is
A lot.
60-10 or in this case, 12 feet 10.
Into the side of a wooden boat.
Into the side of a wooden boat.
Yeah, that will sink it.
You sort of went straight through the boat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see that?
And the slaves that were chained
Then we
to it.
later learned that unlike our previous intel, the I always said it was so mixed up. The
Well, it comes
not
up
Strahd,
with just a number.
the other guys, the other bad guys. Anyway,
Okay.
they were, instead of using criminals, they were using slaves to power their ships.
Well, they could have been criminals. Hard to tell. You never really got to talk to most of them. You
No.
did kill.
We've got 2 of them.
2 out of 60 were saved.
Yeah, they aren't criminals, they're enslaved. Simple as that. That's all we know for sure.
And of course, there's not a chance any of them would actually admit to crimes because you've just freed them.
We're talking about Diaphiations here who will convict you at the drop of a hat just simply to recruit more soldiers for their army or more slaves for the galley fleet.
Well, they got to power their ships somehow. The gnomes just steal your life force. The Thayans steal your life.
We essentially decimated their scout ships, so the fleet wouldn't come after our tiny little boat of fledgling Vikings.
Training
Which,
Vikings.
so in a way, it's justified in the fact that we've saved a worse tragedy from happening, but it still sucks.
And then we also have online Mark. Hopefully he's back.
I am back, thank you. I'm playing Thatcher Dugan, Mountain Dwarf from Rockholm, Weapon Master Specialist. Trying to understand this new group of people who look like they're very vicious to anything that walks on water. So, yeah.
Not just to what's on water.
Yeah,
No,
things on land tend to die pretty quick too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm still a bit, Charvel worries me the most. So.
Okay, so they were. Give a recap of where they're up to. They were in the northern reaches after they had managed to convince all of the elemental primal titans to go home, and then time got rewound. And in this new version of time, they hadn't actually journeyed to the northern reaches because, to be honest, the titans had already been dealt with.
Okay.
Because they basically, when they went home, they went backwards in time, meaning that the seasons were all technically sorted out before you needed to come out here and sort it out.
One little difference with that was I didn't go home, I stayed with Drazzle.
And so Drazzle went with Anton to the northern reaches to sort everything out with people, and no one else showed up. So eventually the others sort of slowly came in and joined up with Anton and Drazzle, having had a few months in other places.
Doing
Not
normal stuff.
Yeah, doing day-to-day stuff. I think Zal went home, Shirval went home.
Wait, is the Feywild back?
The Feywild is not back.
Technically, I didn't go home. I went to my homestead where my partner is.
Isn't that technically home?
That's where the heart is, isn't it?
Second home?
Well, I thought that would be your primary home, is where you come from. That's just where you came from.
Oh, okay. Sure, that works.
It's just
But yeah,
semantics.
I spent time with my partner instead of chatting with primal giants.
And you ended up with chance to find out about the whole. Your partner's adopted all the stray orphans from the war, including a bunch of elves, and making a pact with some Rakshasa. All the orphans are now safe until they choose to leave the orphanage.
Uh-huh.
Anyone tries to harm the children in any way, shape, or form, the Rakshasa have something to say about it.
Yeah, alright.
Usually at the point of some sort of violence.
Mm.
And I think the Rakshasa were quite happy that when the lord of the land came home that I did not discriminate against them, because apparently they are often discriminated against.
Mhm.
But I am a very open person. So.
Well, they are cat people, and they are devils, and they have got an agreement.
Well, I've dealt with not Rakthasher. I've dealt with the other cat people, the
Rakasta.
Rakasta. So I am familiar with some of it a little bit, at least.
Oh, it completely confused old school D&D players, because most of them didn't know that both creatures technically existed in First Ed. Rakasta existed around the same time as Tabaxi, but they always looked down on the Tabaxi, because Tabaxi are more house cats, where the Rakasta are wild cats.
Okay.
So they see the Tabaxi as their idiot cousins that really should be sterilized.
Alright.
There's always a little bit of interest when you compare the species in fighting.
Yeah, it sounds like eugenics when talking about sterilisation.
Well, the Rakasta are also space cats.
Oh, okay.
They have access to science fiction items. Very little magic.
I think I played one for a little bit when Zal had an unfortunate accident with a Pokeball. Don't ask.
And spent about a month in a T-Rex's jaw. Frozen.
Oh, okay.
She didn't throw it. She didn't accidentally set it off. Wasn't her fault.
Yeah, it was.
No.
She had a ring that could have actually sorted everything out, and he forgot to use it.
Oh,
I
you talking
didn't
about
forget
Zal.
to use it. I refused to use it.
See what happens when the player who made sure everyone took it missed a session?
Yeah. Who had the plan saying, yes, use this to charm the dinosaurs so they won't attack you.
And so when they were meeting up in the Northern Reaches, Drazzle told them he'd signed them up for a leisure cruise, some sort of touristy thing.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
Holiday sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay.
sun, surf, and sand. You
Yeah,
know, that's
yeah.
what
Totally.
And it turns out that they're on a cruise where Viking lads are all sent out to do a beer run.
Yeah, so
against
so
other-
Viking ship, are they doing raids?
Viking longship doing raids against other Viking settlements to steal beer as part of their coming of age ceremony.
We didn't
And
know
they,
that.
and, as I say, and they just axed a bunch of them.
They in the middle of losing quite a few at sea, they hit land, and there was a bunch of Vikings there shooting arrows at them, not particularly successfully. So our Angel of Death flew up into the sky and fireballed a lot of them because they were well grouped. And that's when the found out that their fireballs don't actually do fire anymore.
Ah,
And yep.
That's Cheval's fire.
yeah.
And basically killed all of the opposition who were also there on their training as being up-and-coming Vikings. And really upset the other Vikings because they couldn't actually have their mock battle if the rest of them were dead.
And
They accept that deaths happen in these things, but complete wipeouts rarely happen.
yeah, that
much. Yeah. Overkill.
and that evening,
Kind of ruined the party.
Well, no one was on watch, mind you.
well, Cheval's not here to actually explain it. But,
Charles not here to protect himself.
No.
Cheval has a new mistress.
Yeah, in all fairness, Cheval didn't know who her new mistress was.
So Cheval went and spoke to his new mistress. He's now happy to serve Madarua, also known as Lady Sif in the Norse pantheon. And one of her things is she will only assist women, or have women serve her.
Oh, sorry. Her excuse was that she still had a bit of leftover pent rage and aggression from her previous patron, and she was a bit confused.
Yeah, and during the night, I'm not sure assassins came and took out
Other-
main fire.
Other servants of Madarua arrived and exacted their vengeance on the males of the party's group of Vikings.
So both parties of Vikings
Well,
have suffered losses, but without actually.
Not the
fighting.
tent you were in.
Jeez.
No one breaks into a tent where there's a great big white dragon and then kills people.
Yeah, fun that.
And so that was the only safe tent. So they've got the only whole crew out of all of the crews that landed. So 20 crews set out. 10 crews made it to the beach, and of that they lost a ship's worth of crew overnight.
Yeah, best of luck to these guys that Drazzle decided we would accompany them.
Okay.
The thing is Dressel probably knew all this was going to happen.
Just a bit exposed to these kind of shenanigans, of course.
Drazzle hasn't reset time yet, so I presume that this.
We still don't even know the consequence of him resetting the primal.
The primal titans are happy and the seasons are back
Well,
in sync.
one thing you do know is that he reset time for everyone except Calcrix, because she's still covered in cartoons by the Elk Clan, and she was still with the Primal Titans, passing on the education that was promised for them to go home.
Well, the rest of us still have our memories of that other time stream as well.
You do? You've got memories of both time streams, not to be confused at all.
But there's a really specific reason why Calcrix is being pulled out of time, that was to do another job.
And also because Calcrick can now write stuff down for Drazzle in the past without actually making it prophecy.
Yeah, that I've become his PA.
Because he did have another assistant, but they started going down manipulating time as well. So they're now stuck with the same problem. If they say it, they must make it happen.
Got a whole village full of people who attest to that.
Shenanigans. Alright.
Okay, so when morning came and they were dealing with the dead, they found dead people. They had clerics of Frey and Freya show up on glowy horses saying, we have a problem we need you to help fix.
That's right. We haven't done a funeral rites or anything for all who died yet, have we?
There's lots of Vikings to do that. I'm sure they'll get experience for it.
Yeah, okay.
And so they had dragged you onto glowy horses to ride off into the darkness and try to stop Ragnarok from happening during the distraction the gods are having with the world war currently happening.
Oh, we're trying to stop Ragnarok.
Yeah, nothing small.
As to say, is the master still on his...
Yep. But because the master's busily doing stuff in one space, all the other factions have taken this as their chance to set their plans in motion and get their victory.
So if Ragnarok happens, that's another one the world ends, correct?
Yep, that is correct.
Someone who knows something about religion or something can actually tell us, well, how does Ragnarok work? So how can we stop it?
Basically, there is a immortal wolf known as Fenrir, and if he gets free, he will eat Odin.
Okay, so we have to keep him chained up.
And if he eats Odin, then one of the spheres will go into disarray, which will throw the spheres out of balance, and people will be less concerned about thinking through things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for the record, my silver knight of Bahamut, I'll call him B-A-L-A.
Okay, I'll put it in here.
I was meant to get back to you with the name, guys.
So V-A-L-Y-N.
V-A-L-Y-N.
Yep.
Another NPC party member is Silver Knight that I won playing cards with Proshka.
Proshka
How did
has...
Prosh get a silver knight?
It was the cards. more importantly.
Yeah.
Proshka
Yeah,
is happy to offer his cards to anyone. You can take as many cards as you like, as long as you don't announce it.
But Calprix rolled a 4 on her resistance, and so she announced it.
Does Proshka owe me a debt?
Proshka is also a
Proshka!
Fey dragon.
Oh,
Yeah,
Proshka's
the-
a Fey dragon now?
No, Frosh is a tiny dragon.
Pseudo dragon, I
Pseudo
believe.
dragon.
The
Pseudo
pseudo
dragon.
dragons are just dragons.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hang on, there's
Sorry.
dragon manners we need to navigate, and then there's Fey nonsense we need to navigate.
But he's sort of on the cusp between Fey and not Fey.
Yeah.
Alright.
So hard to tell if he's actually Fey because he is a mischievous dragon.
Alright.
Okay, so the storyline they're actually doing is a Norse storyline. And they've already ripped the hearts out of creatures in the middle of the combat. So be careful if Zal points an arrow at you, Zal may be holding your heart in a moment afterwards.
This one or shifts? This one or this one doesn't have a heart.
In which case it will bring out the organ that keeps you alive.
No organs, just ooze.
Because they found out that the arrow of life literally rips the life out of whatever it is.
Okay.
It's been a very long time since you've seen Zal pull out his arrows, let alone his golden arrow, which he also used the other day.
And got abused by Zal's mother spirit for not communicating directly for over a game year, and got told that Zal has 1 year to complete the task of slaying Chauvel, for which she had inhabited the arrow
we
for.
hope we can sort out in a different direction at some point in this year, in this game year.
I'm sure you can convince someone who is killed unnecessarily with a false pretenses that, hey, you can let go of the person who executed you.
I mean,
I can try charisma, Jasmine.
Chauvel has saved my life so many times in the last.
Simple.
So,
Clone Chauvel.
Simulacrums.
And then kill the original.
Yep.
anyway,
No, shuffle the clones, shuffle them up, and then you just kill one of them. So you don't know if it was the clone who died or the original died.
Except
that
the problem
that
is the spell.
slightly
this-
later issue problem.
The issue you have is the arrow may actually kill both if it kills one.
I'm taking that if that does happen, like it's complete soul destruction type thing, there's no reincarnation, resurrection, res type things, or none of these are options.
That is correct. It is using the Elven relic as the method of destruction, because the arrow is made from their tree of life.
Okay. Difficult problem here.
And it was the only one gifted to the Ethengarian people.
There is a way around it. It is got time traveling shenanigans. You just need to go in the far future, just before Chauvel dies. You bring her back, and then you kill her.
Sounds like you should talk to Lani.
Yeah.
I swear.
As I said, it is a very complex problem which I need to get sorted out in the next game year. But
One thing
right
we've
now,
established we're good at is killing things.
Oh, expert. No.
Okay, so each of you also ended up getting a weapon enchanted by the clerics of Frey and Freya.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Yes. And basically, waiting with them will be Feyre, who had come over here over a month ago and has been causing havoc on the island. Much to the delight of the clerics of Loki.
Let's say Loki and Atlantis.
Oh, okay.
Well, in the nation you're in, it is illegal to worship another god other than Odin. It is a literal crime.
Wasn't worship, just say we're friends.
Well, which is why Loki spends a lot of time messing around on the island.
Yeah. makes sense to me.
And mainly it's making fun of the clerics of Odin, which is why having clerics of Frey and Freya helping you is a surprise, because they're technically not supposed to be here.
Okay. Well, I'm neutral in this inter-god rivalry stuff, so...
Well, just like the races have their rivalries, all the gods have their rivalries.
Yeah.
They don't always get along,
As Yodri says, the gods be crazy.
much like people. And she is giving you a enchantment on your weapons so that you may destroy the Fang of Fenrir that is going to be used to free Fenrir if you do not.
So the Fang is a weapon?
It is an artifact.
Okay.
That can only be harmed with disenchantment.
Disenchantment, okay.
And it becomes a permanent enchantment on your items.
Okay.
So, which item would people like enchanted?
I don't think I have weapons.
My pole hammer, I want to destroy something. This is the first chance I get to destroy something.
My hands.
I was going to say it's going to have to be my talons, probably, or my teeth,
Okay, so
because they're the only weapons I have.
they are happy to enchant your talons. They're less likely to do your teeth.
Just not willing to get in there.
Oh, it's more the fact that it changes the complete makeup of the item into what's considered a phantom weapon.
Okay, so there's actually changes thing. I should have asked that question first. So the pole armor of Black Earth would change.
Only when you activate it. You have to choose to activate it, and it will last for 1 minute a day.
Okay. And is activation, is that an item use action or something?
It's a bonus action.
Bonus action.
Would I be better off using a real weapon? Or is talons okay?
Talons is okay.
Probably not my best weapon, but probably the most practical.
And she shows you by a dagger she has, as she says the command word, the steel becomes a magical force glowing with a purple essence. You can actually see through the blade.
Ooh, wow.
So sorry, was that 1 hour per day?
One
1 minute per day.
Once today, one for 1 minute.
Yeah, bonus action activate. 1 minute per day.
And what is this artifact would destroy? What does it look like?
It's Fenrir's tooth. It most likely worked
Tooth
into.
or a big tooth?
Well, Fenrir, she says, is taller than you are.
Wait,
Oh, a lot of people are taller than me. Look, I just pointed out the people around me who are taller than me.
Fenrir would be taller than your dragon, she says.
Okay, alright, that's big.
And the tooth would easily skewer the dragon.
Okay, a big tooth.
But that does not mean they have not worked it into multiple weapons, so you may have a few things on hand that you need to do.
So they actually used the power of the Fang to actually enchant a whole bunch of weapons.
They may have, yes.
Alright. Any clues?
So what it does is it will do the base damage the weapon does plus an additional D8, and it's all force damage,
Okay.
meaning that you could literally hit incorporeal creatures as well.
Question: how will we identify something is enchanted with Fenrir's Fang? Would be able to
It looks like a fang.
Well, no, like enchanted with the power.
the phantom enchantment.
The phantom enchantment. Would detect magic tell me that it is? Like, we don't want to miss anything. Is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
We just destroy every weapon, I suppose, that the Fenrir people carry.
She also suggests that silver is a great weapon to use against the minions of Fenrir.
Okay. Don't have Fenrir. Don't have silver.
I just changed my hands.
Yeah.
Silver is fine. I can do silver. I can do coal iron. I got some tricks.
Would the elven arrows, the tree of life, count as? I mean, I presume they have a light attribute.
She says, unfortunately, it wouldn't unless she enchants it with this ability.
All right.
And she can only enchant one item per person as her patron has decreed.
Yep, it's fine.
Yep, that's fine.
So what item will Zal have enchanted?
I will have Windbane. That probably makes the most sense.
Okay, what item will Yodri have enchanted?
Let's see. Well, can't really use the trident, so I'm not very great with that. I'll just go for my good old faithful moon-patched rapier.
Okay, and what about Bradshaw?
According to my new website, I have a Devil Thorn Warhammer from Dwarven Clan Warhammer of +1 of Tychus.
Yep.
It's a W13, so if that helps out.
I'll keep a note of it because basically by the time you need it, I will hopefully have it updated.
Thank you,
Depending
sir.
on how many other things delay me.
I don't enchant the gnome hammer, so
Thank you. Yeah, I got one here.
Excuse me.
so it doesn't get like any extra +1s, just could say the enchantment that we're talking about, or
Yeah, it just gets that enchantment, which makes it
Good.
easier to sorry, just managing to drop food everywhere as I do. So that adds to the enchantment, meaning once per day as a bonus action, as long as you can speak, you can activate it.
Okay. It's bonus action. Yep.
So she says that she has had a vision and she'll be sending you to a cave called Treacherous Burrows. And she'll give you a map which will point into the cave. There's a hiding spot for criminals. Her goddess has informed her that there is a passage in the burrows and it leads to a series of caves, eventually leading to the artifact they seek to abolish. So it should be directly to where to go.
Anything about who these? I presume they are followers or worshippers of Ethengar who will be there. Do you know anything about them that you can tell us?
They are criminals and will not hesitate to murder you in your sleep. There were some of those who had actually made it out to the camp on the night before.
What a recommendation.
Okay. So we're talking humans. Or
Not just humans.
werewolves, maybe?
Shape changes are amongst them, yes. That is one of their favoured forms because Fenrir is more than happy to gift the form of the wolf amongst those who follow him.
Okay.
Oh, no. My interest.
But normally you don't get to control that form when you change.
Sort of like, you know, since we're all talking and all so friendly and such, you know, we haven't actually done. We've done a few things that the crews coming with us probably aren't happy about, or at least.
We had hoped to get you earlier, but we were delayed on our trip to get you.
Okay.
But you're effective on the beach is why I'm sure our goddess has selected you.
Okay, all right. So what I'm trying to get at is, we really are sorry about all the people we killed.
So just
And,
underneath
You know,
sorry.
will this help atone for? Because we really didn't mean to. Well, we didn't really. Well, Cheval didn't really understand what the situation was, and none of us did. And I don't think if Cheval knew what was going on, you know, she would have.
At this
Done what she
point, Calcrix will very gently put a hand over Anton's neck. Because I have a feeling we were selected because of what Cheval did, and any trying to explain and say we didn't mean to do that might do us out of the job, and that might not go down well with these
We don't murder people out of necessity.
Valkyries who.
I don't know. We just killed some young people for no good reason, really.
No, I absolutely agree with you. I'm just thinking diplomatically, this might not be the time to point that out to
Okay,
people
all right,
who
all
have
right.
decided that this is our resume that has qualified us for this job.
Well, those who died on the beach have found their way to Valhalla.
Yeah.
Okay, I take it that's good.
Yes.
Well, they've reached the afterlife, and they've gone to the better place.
Okay, well, not all of us get there, so yeah, okay.
Well, taken out by a living Valkyrie generally doesn't always guarantee you entry.
Oh, Cheval's a living Valkyrie now. With the
Yeah.
black wings and everything?
That does fit a lot of our stories.
Okay.
Sometimes they ride horses, sometimes they don't need a horse because they have wings of their own.
Yeah, okay. Alright, well, okay.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they might be less forgiving if they suddenly find out that we've got no interest in.
But wherever they are found, death and destruction is normally found by their hand.
Okay, alright.
And from what our goddess have said, that does ring true for this angel of death amongst you.
Yeah, okay, that's true. I had heard Cheval described as an angel of death.
I was going to say, just in time for her not to be here to annihilate the really big wolf.
And killing things is what we do.
Admittedly, you do that wrong.
And the great god Therion agreed with us. Yeah.
Yeah, Therion likes killing things too.
Yeah. He loves violence. Yeah.
He's
Gotcha.
a frustrated house cat. Any killing that he can do
Um,
is...
And she does say that make sure you use the phantom weapon enhancement when attacking Fenrir's tooth, otherwise you will not succeed in your task.
All the Bradshaw is going well, this is all happening, and we're gonna allow our briefings and all that. I'd just like to engage myself in the Valkyrie culture while I'm here, just to learn more about how they do things, how they interact with other things. So,
So is this where you start killing randomly because that's how you've seen Cheval act?
So,
no, I'm not at Cheval, I'm at the other people in it. No. I know how Cheval does things, so I've worked out. I'm not quite a fan just yet, but I'd like to, as a trainee warrior of sort, I'd like to understand these other people and just to get a bit of understanding for myself. That's
Well,
all.
the only Valkyrie amongst these people is Cheval.
Oh, they're not Valkyrie, so they're just female warriors, are they? Or?
Male and female servants of Freya and
Okay.
Frey.
Okay, I wanted to get engaged in their culture, that's what I meant. So sorry. I thought they were Valkyrie, sorry, apologies.
So that their culture is all about tactics through intellect over brawn.
No, I'm trying to learn these things. I'm a fairly young dwarf. I'm trying to learn these things before I eventually head back to my homeland one day. Maybe never, but one day. Yeah.
Okay, so they challenge you to a series of riddles. Give me a intelligence saving throw.
Thank you. That's going to be interesting.
Oh, nothing.
I don't know what to do.
He was trying to pinch your chair.
Oh,
Any chair that someone's left is obviously his.
yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm come back.
Okay. I'm almost there. Get the dice out.
How dare you come back to your seat? That is the cap now.
So, from memory, it's a 14.
14?
Hmm.
Okay, so apparently she manages to stump you with the riddle she gives you.
You and your flashing dice.
Calcrix doesn't know her intelligence stats.
Is that 20 or is that 11?
That is an 11. It flashes on every number now, just to make everyone panic.
Nicely worked, Martin. Well done.
Well, thanks to Ariadna when she gave me the dice, I just split up, going, I can have fun with that.
Yeah, thanks, Ariane. I appreciate that.
He's so hard to buy dice for.
You don't buy dice over other players. That you should know that by now.
It took almost 2 years for me to find dice, so he's like, I'd actually buy those.
It's okay. Well, good. But anyway, I'll try to immerse myself in their culture as much as I can, just get some learnings. That's all.
Okay, so you do find it's all about puzzles, strategy, and their downtime has a lot of board games.
Ooh, I can live with that.
Unfortunately, you don't seem to be able to grasp most of the concepts of them.
That's all that counts.
That's just me.
Watch the learn.
Unfortunately for him, int is a dump stat.
Yeah.
Watch the
Yeah,
learn.
me too. I'm like 3.
I believe he has. Let me see if I have a quick look at our Bradshaw.
Carrick knows better than to play.
Bradshaw has +0 with his intellect.
You're kidding.
No.
No, I'm a roller.
That's why I said it is his dump stat. He has no actual points in it
Oh,
whatsoever.
okay.
That's 0.
He can. It's very hard to get.
No, I put a 0 as well. Very interested in watching these board games.
They're willing to challenge you
To
to.
say how to play.
They will teach you.
Okay, teach me.
So roll, give me an intelligence saving throw.
A saving throw.
Do you have to roll dice to play then?
Yep. To see if you can actually grasp the concepts.
Do I want to throw
So
it
did
together
you,
just to make it?
if you roll dice to play a dice game? Or did I hear that wrong?
Are you rolling, eh? Okay.
What's favoring not doing the game?
I was going to say, favourite reach.
27 with an 20.
I'm using the ability to give myself a
Very
reason.
reasonable.
Yeah.
I get to 22.
Anton understands and finds it relaxing.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh, 26 with an 20. My apologies. I couldn't remember which way around it was. Into a squeeze that was hard.
I can't sell this using wisdom.
Well, I did say intelligence saving throw.
Yeah,
+7, I believe.
yeah,
19. Okay, you struck.
Seven's 19, right?
Yes, it is. You struggle with some of the concepts, but you sort of get to follow what everyone's doing and find it interesting. Does Zal try to attempt to do it?
Yes. Int saving throw, was it?
Int saving throw, yes. For a lot of people, that's one of their lowest.
It's actually one of my highest.
I know.
It's one of my boosted ones, which is +8, and I rolled a 17, so that's a 25.
Okay, so you are really enjoying these puzzles and games.
This I can get into. This I can endorse. The drinking, not so much.
Well, they don't seem to be drinking here because they see drinking as a way of waking up dead. You know, in the afterlife. Because
It's only one thing I can disagree with. That's the only one thing so far.
and I was going to get Yodri if Yodri wanted to participate as well.
Yep.
An intelligence saving throw.
Okay. It's a 18.
An 18. Okay, so like Calcrix, you struggle with some of the concepts, but you do enjoy it. So they give you some time to rest and relax, besides making sure you have some supplies for the trip ahead.
I wanted to prepare. I don't know if I can. But I was thinking about whether or not to do Legend Law as a ritual rather than a spell on Henry to just see if I can get some idea about what might be my best preparations for dealing with giant-sized wolf beast things.
Oh, we're hoping not to actually face Fenrir.
You
Well,
hope?
the artifact and finding the artifact.
I think that was
Basically, anything to do with the legends and what could help us in this quest, basically. Mission?
Okay, so do your so what do you need to do
So
for your
it's,
thing?
For the ritual, I know I need to. I know it costs me 300 gold pieces in components, and it takes 10 minutes. It's page. 563. I presume it's out of the standard book because there's nothing.
Oh, okay. I'll quickly look it up.
But I do have a cheat page.
Oh, Legend War. Yeah, his spell.
But I'm doing it as the ritual because,
Yeah, it's exactly the same, just casting time's different.
yeah, 10 minutes.
We learn significant information about the target. This could range from the most up-to-date research, lore forgotten in old tales, or even previously unknown information. The spell gives you additional, more detailed information if you already have some knowledge of the target. The spell will not return information for items not of legendary renown. The knowledge you...
sorry.
Oh, there's more to it, but that's probably enough of it.
I was going to be targeting the artifact since that's what we're after.
So the Fang of Fenrir?
Yes. Because it does let you do an object, a creature or location. that I
Okay.
never explored. Okay, so the price here is 200. Oh, right, 4 books. At least 50 gold each, so I have to.
You spend 250 gold.
Yeah.
No, it's not 250 gold. It is 450 gold. Because you have to also buy the books.
Yep. Which is why every market I go to, Carapax is always buying stuff. Lots of stuff. Where's my items page?
Okay, so as you cast the spell, you do get yourself your 4 tomes of the Fang of Fenrir. First tome goes into the fact that it's known as an organization that is a doomsday cult that seeks to bring about the end of the world.
A lot of people want to do that.
So
No,
it's
seriously.
an organisation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a doomsday cult.
Mm-hmm. And seeks to bring about the end of the world with a few other things thrown in there.
Another damn cold.
Seeks to bring out the end of the world.
The second book goes into that the Fang of Fenrir, also known as a magical item, said to have come from the great beast Fenrir himself. The third book talks about the blade of Fenrir, said to have been made by the Fang, and can be any sword or axe, enchanted, and will burn any non-follower of Fenrir for touching it.
No information about how to find it or destroy it.
Well, let's see. If you pick up a weapon and you start to get burnt by it, then it's probably one of those weapons.
Okay. Fair enough.
And the fourth book talks about the armor of the Fang, which is a set of armor made from the Fang of Fenrir.
Armor of the Fang.
Yep.
And that's made from?
It is scale armor made by plated leather. Plated leather made from pieces of the Fang.
Okay.
and there's said to be numerous items of each of those amongst the Fang of Fenrir cult.
Track down the call, we might be able to track down the artifact.
And unknown how many have been made or how much potential they have to make it.
Oh, okay. So there could be more than that.
Mm-hmm. Because the armor and the weapon are not the only instances of them. They are not unique.
I'll pass the information on to the group just in case it is useful.
They're expected to have the symbol of Fenrir on there, which you've seen carved into multiple people.
Okay, what does it look like?
Let's see if I've actually got a symbol. I was hoping I had a symbol. Okay, so it looks like a F with a line through it.
So say, is it an F with a
And-
line diagonal through it?
Yep.
So is it like an F with like two?
So I could probably draw it easier than show you, because I don't want to show you the other stuff on the page.
Alright,
Yeah, again, we get. I think we
we
get.
got the idea.
It is a noticeable thing that you can definitely determine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember what the symbol for Fenrir is.
Okay. Well,
Which
I think
makes me
can't see a reason to delay any longer.
She does wish she could travel with you, though she will say your cleric will need to stay. Cleric of Time will need to stay behind.
Travel's used to that.
Because like her, they can sense who's coming. Luckily,
They'll know we're coming then. They're not going to be surprised.
well, if Drazzle was coming with you, yes, they would definitely know you were coming.
Okay.
So if any of their clerics came, you would definitely be picked up. They just hope that your cleric is so muddied with necromancy they don't notice or care. They may even roll out the welcome mat for the power he serves.
Okay.
And you, with your horrific deity, will probably get welcomed as well.
No, not really.
It's 3
What about
It'll be 450 gold because it's 50 per book.
Yeah, so the books are written down with 50 apiece, but
Yeah. Then-
actual cash gold.
It was 250 on top of that, yes. And what was that, Ross?
yeah, okay, that's all fine and dandy. What about my aspect?
Oh, they would probably love you as well because, hey, a beast from below that destroys things needlessly would definitely be in their interest.
Okay, so they're all for basically violence, carnage, and destruction.
She says that's probably why you were selected, and we have our demonic entity being looked after by our dragon over here.
What a session for Svilland is that?
Yeah.
And yes, she does say that unless Chauvel shows up, Chauvel will also be sitting out
Okay. And
because of the deity Chauvel serves.
and just to be clear, what we're trying to do here is destroy every enchantment of the Fang.
And if you happen to take out any cultists as well, they would definitely see that as a plus to the world.
Okay, so alright, and they are a doomsday cult, so it's really hard to have any regrets.
It's
about this.
one artifact that has been made into many magical items.
Think of it as an enchantment that's been spread around. You know, all these doomsday cultists are carrying this enchantment.
Such as each of you has gotten a phantom weapon. That's technically one enchantment, but it's been put on multiple weapons.
Okay.
So this is one place where we need to kill everybody.
Well, she will go. Leave it up to your.
We need to kill all armor.
You destroy all the weapons.
she's sure you could figure out who needs to pass on from this life.
Well, I kind of think that they're not going to give up their weapons.
Calvert is thinking it will be the mugging of a lifetime. Give me your weapons, now take off your clothes.
Well, we can try that.
They all huddle in their undergarments thermals, tied up, or we make a bonfire over their armour and their weapons about.
I was going to suggest, how's our plan? Because that's my next thing. Our plan is, look, guys, you're all going to die if you don't just surrender. So why don't you make this quick and easy and just take off, give up your weapons, take off your armour, and we'll destroy it, and then everyone's fine.
And after they say no,
They are going to say no. Didn't you miss the first part of the statement?
I know.
And you also hear in the background, "Death to the infidels!"
Okay, yeah, that's what I expect. The other alternative is we don't even bother talking to them, we just turn up and just don't ask.
so I take off the game where they need for the diplomat to save the 60 slaves and 60 innocent slaves die, and then Cheval's not at the game where annihilating everybody is actually the task.
Basically.
The irony
I mean,
is not
I didn't know we were killing slaves. You can't pin that on me.
No, we're not.
Calgary's point of view is that you could have found out before you started killing
And the other statement is ignorance of the law is not an excuse.
No, it's not an excuse. I'm just saying that at the time I didn't think we could let those ships go with the information we got given.
Okay, and one other thing to make clear, like, this is very basic tactics I was thinking about after the last time. We really ought to decide, is our approach to stand up at a distance and just obliterate them with ranged attacks? Or if people are charging in, do we have the artillery fire before the infantry go in?
We
This is
should
basic
have some
tactics.
kind of plan.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. We don't usually have a plan, we usually just do stuff.
Yeah. A plan is
Well, someone
not
says,
about-
"I have a cunning plan," and then someone else interrupts and defeats it.
Yeah. So, it's worked every other time. I've got to admit, just doing stuff just works. So maybe we don't need plans, but
We could go in disguise as Fenrir followers. I now have 4 books on Fenrir. That means we could probably pull that off.
yeah.
And then once we get in as close as Fenrir followers, the question will be, do you want to just kill them all? Which will be a party question. Yes, that's the easy way out. Or do we want to try to determine if some of these Fenrir followers, this is a cult. In a lot of cases with a cult, there's one crazy ass charismatic leader and a bunch of innocent saps who have unfortunately been vulnerable and taken advantage by the crazy ass charismatic leader.
So we're playing a game of find them answer.
So yeah, should we just kill the charismatic leader and see whether there are any actual innocents that we should be letting go?
Well, you've read the book. Looking at the book, you can simply say that anyone who has branded the symbol of Fenrir on their body is technically beyond saving.
Okay, so I guess the plan will be, if you can see a mark, they're definitely...
Because
So do we try to stealth out?
If you have that
Do we
mark
try to
branded on
stealth
you and you do
deceive
not
our
serve
way amongst them?
Fenrir,
Or is
it will
just
kill
as soon
you.
as we see them, we obliterate
There's no coming back from that.
I think there's the pros to deceiving your way in means you get close.
No, look, I'm happy. I'm happy to do that as well. But just that, a normal thing is we just turn up and just go boom.
Yeah, that's fine.
So is everyone happy with something different, or
Yeah, sorry.
I don't mind either way. I just want to be clear on what we're doing beforehand.
Well, I was going to say, because we can't see the people online, is there anyone online who's got suggestions,
Who has a cutting plan?
feedback?
Well, I do actually, by the way. Bradshaw listens to everyone's conversation this whole piece, just smiling and just listening, saying, Well, considering I'm the most non-cultist of all you guys and gals, I'm going to suggest that you maybe hold me as prisoner, take me in, and you guys can be cultists. Therefore, we can maybe get through the front door a bit easier.
Calcrix is kind of wondering, not that she knows your thoughts at this point, but her player's definitely wondering, what the heck about Calcrix looks like a cultist?
I feel that I'm the dwarf in heavy armor with a warhammer is most likely to be less occultist than most of you guys.
Okay. I
Yeah.
take offense at that.
Unfortunately, you
This
won't
is
be
crazy.
in heavy armor, and you won't be having your weapon if we're dragging you in as a prisoner.
Oh no, I'm not going in with anything else. I'm just going straight up. No. Dwarf in no
Okay.
armor is not a dwarf.
Okay, sounds like
Isn't that a dwarf with no beard is not a dwarf?
Yes,
What I would
okay.
suggest, if you're going to do that,
Mhm.
you will have to wear robes, really smelly robes.
Yep.
What armor do you wear?
Full adamantium plate.
How noisy is that?
I do have a cloak that helps my stealth a bit on that one. but-
So it's clang, clang. What are you saying? Clang,
Wait, if
clang.
we're taking him in as a prisoner, he doesn't need to be stealthy.
yeah, that's what
But
I'm
why
saying.
would we take a prisoner
Stealth
in
in
that's
there is no
wearing
good.
armor?
Yeah.
No, it's not stealthy. It's just to basically don't show that you're wearing armor. And you got a humpback.
You mean Calcrix needs to put him in one of her sacks from her sack of sacks? Her sack of endless sacks.
Sack of saps.
Give
Yeah.
you a look of what stack? I'm going to
Yeah,
confuse
well, let's
everything.
not go there. It's PG.
Okay.
Just
Puts
it's one of
in
those
one
don't
of
ask
her
questions
bags.
bits.
From an endless bag of bags.
Okay.
Also be taken out of context. So that nobody can see your armor. And I'm pretty sure one of us is strong enough to carry you that way. That would be the only way I can envision hiding your armor convincingly.
How is the only thing that I'm thinking of right now is like Calcrix like opening a cloak or opening our sack up and being like, do you want to buy a watch? Like that kind of thing. Like
Well, technically, it would be cheaper than that.
Well, I was just thinking he was going
A
to.
bunch of useless trinkets.
I was thinking he was going to give Calcrix an awesome weapon. You know, like the equivalent of a dwarf in a sock. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Calcrix will be able to swing around this unbreakable armor.
I was
And-
just going to make a joke about the stone in the stocking type deal. He did want me to use him as a cannonball at one point last session.
Yep. I was trying to see and try different methods than you tried before.
Yeah.
I said,
No.
yeah, more than I agreed before. Is that okay? Look, either that or we go straight in the front door. I thought, I'm not the kind of stealthy person, I'm just going to warn you right now. Right.
okay.
I don't think really anyone in this party is stealthy. Just
Audrey is.
Excuse me.
No.
Alright, I can
Cal-
be tiny.
Dragon,
stealthy do you
Dragon
need?
can be stealthy. She can make herself tiny.
Prosper is very stealthy.
Frost is very stealthy, and Anton is not stealthy, but Anton can be looks like somebody else. I kind of think that the difficulty.
I stand corrected. Zol is not
I've
stealthy.
just seen
at
this.
all.
Yeah.
It's the whole problem.
Last time I went stealthy, I ended up getting splattered with what was it?
Manticore brain.
Nanticore brains and that because I was actually able to sneak up to them and nearly able to grab the spines off them.
I kind of think this sophisticated stealth plan is not going to work. So we should just go in with the Holocaust and Fury of Violence.
I'm pretty
Can I
sure
just get
she
some
goes
clarification on, is the infantry going in first and therefore we have to be careful not to hurt the infantry, or are we going to rely on ranged attacks? I just want to get these basic, because we don't coordinate at all.
No. If I have to use my phantom claws, I can't do range.
Okay, so we're going to, okay, so alright.
But that's you only have to use those against the artifacts, not against the people.
Okay, that's fine.
That's true.
So we're just going to go charging straight. Alright, that's the plan. We're just charging.
Well, if we don't have to use our weapons until we actually get in contact with the artifacts, Carcrix has a couple of ranged attacks that are really, literally kick ass.
Yeah, I know.
Martin, can I ask the our Freya group people. It's a cave we're going into, isn't it? Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a cave. That's what
They believe there will be a cave involved, which I'm sure, which is why our goddess chose to put a dwarf amongst the group as well as a dragon.
I could also use True Sight because I can make up enough ointment for every person.
She just shudders and probably says that there's probably some things you don't want to see.
I don't need
Wouldn't
it.
it help us stop the artifacts?
Possibly, but you may see things you'd rather not.
Don't need it.
You can't unsee it with True Sight.
Yeah, because it's more likely to use True Sight anyway, because she wants to see everything. Depends on whether or not the GM's going to make a roll.
Yep.
Okay.
But True Sight will actually see through my darkness, correct?
No, you can use it. It's just the priestess is.
It does reveal the invisible, but not necessarily. I'm not sure if block goes through magical darkness.
So my dragon skills in caves only work when it's dragon caves, doesn't it?
No, you can get some of them working in other caves as well. Just if it's a lair, it has to be your lair.
Until the spell ends, the target gains true sight to a range of 120 feet. The target also notices secret doors hidden by magic. I just think it just sort of reveals illusions and all that sort of thing. It doesn't necessarily go through darkness, I don't think. Unless it's sort of
Unless, like, the darkness is magical, like illuminary, right? That's the whole.
yeah, it doesn't say it doesn't go through obscuring. Obscuring is vision.
I feel like we really should have a better plan than just walk in and kill everything, but I have a feeling that's
So, True Sight allows a creature to see normal or magical darkness, to see invisible creatures and objects.
Yeah, magical darkness, yeah.
Give me a sec to finish.
Zal has a question.
Let me just finish going through what True Sight does, please.
Oh, sorry.
So it allows the creature to see normal or magical darkness, perceive invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect illusions and succeed on its saving throws against them, and perceive the original form of a shape changer or creature that is transformed by magic. A creature with True Sight can also see into the ethereal plane. So that is what True Sight covers. It does not cover obscuring via non-darkness. So a simple fog cloud can literally stop True Sight. And what was your before you go on? What was your question, Em?
The cleric of Freya mentioned the fact that 3 or 4 members of the party could potentially just walk up to the front door and be welcomed with open arms.
Yeah.
Why aren't we just utilizing that?
Because there's a couple who don't get well.
That was my kind of.
Well, the
That's
only
the
one,
thing.
the
We
big
can
one,
get in.
big one that
Well, you
won't
guys
is
won't.
Chauvel, because of Chauvel being straight paladin.
Yeah.
Who think we want to join?
You've got a warlock. You got 2 warlocks. You've got a Fey Dark creature with its master. You have a what else do you have that they would like?
What do
You
you
do have a mountain dwarf warrior.
Well, the Mountain Dwarf Warrior wouldn't phase them as a good or a bad. It's just, it's not really negative, it's not really positive. Whereas the Fairy Dragon, sort of on the same thing as the Dwarf, it's not particularly good, not particularly bad. Whereas if you are a Fey Dark Dragon, then of course they would definitely welcome you with open arms.
Yeah, that's fair. I was just saying, I could try to walk in there as some other kind of horrible thing that scares the pants off things.
Well, if we want to just walk up to them and say hi,
You
I'm
could
happy
literally
go along
pretend
with
to be
that as
someone
well.
familiar.
Yeah, that's true.
I think rather than going in guns blazing, let's try and walk up in there and actually like infiltrate before we start
Before we start.
murdering people for artifacts.
Sure. Okay.
Let's say we want to join
Okay.
the group. It's a cult. They're looking for members.
They might be also very suspicious of outsiders too.
Well, we could just send the really charming, charismatic people up front.
No, the really evil-looking ones up front.
So Eve.
What, you're putting your helm on?
I was going
I'm
to
not-
say Eve is going to represent us. She's going to walk up to them, say definitely infidel. She's going to wave to the rest of the group, and they're going to say, yes, please.
Yeah, actually, if we do go, we go talk to them, I should wear the helm, shouldn't I?
So, Calcrix is also able to tell you that the higher cultists are easy to tell because they're all were creatures,
Oh, cool.
So,
which is hence the need for silver.
if you have silver things...
Yeah, I've got silver.
Is my silver companion coming with us? Will my silver companion give us away?
He will not be able to come with you because he
needs to
will
save life?
he will trigger a lethal response.
I was pretty sure that would happen because he is a representative of Bahamut. I'm fairly sure that would be fireworks as soon as he came within 5 feet. So he has to stay with Dresden.
Mm-hmm. They are currently sitting playing some game of chance against each other.
Okay. Go over and watch while people work out what we're doing.
You can quite easily tell Drazzle already knows how to win.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I can still watch.
He's going out of his way to try to lose and not succeeding.
Okay, well, I can still watch though. It's interesting to watch.
Whereas the follower of Bahamut is trying to win, but he's not very good at the game.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've got silver. Basically, the poster that I put up on the group chat on October 10 is basically what I'll be using the silver for.
Do I know from those 4 books what kind of attacks they're likely to use?
They're rare creatures.
Either that or use it for bullets for my sling, which won't do much damage.
If we take a hostile entry, one tactic I can do is cast a cloud kill ahead of us, and the cloud kill moves ahead of us, and we just follow the cloud kill. It obscures vision and kills things. It's just a simple way of massacring lots of people very quickly.
Sounds really effective.
And if you incinerate things with magic and their items stay behind, they're probably the items you're wanting to destroy with your special
Yeah,
effects.
well, it's poison damage, so it's probably not going to do anything to work it. That's just a suggestion for the Holocaust and theory of violence approach.
Hey, I'm sure you will get a definite thumbs up from most of the party.
Okay, well, it's just a suggestion approach.
Though you can see Chauvel is pouting a lot because he really wanted to flex your wings, so to speak.
I know Cheval, I know.
And Bradshaw, by the way. Yeah.
Is there any way we can give sort of Cheval a way of sort of
Oh,
closed circuit?
Bradshaw's got
so
wings.
she at least enjoy it vicariously, can we carry a sort of camera or something?
Bradshaw used to count how many kills he did in the previous party, so just to give you an idea, okay? So,
I don't know how many of the previous party you actually killed.
well, Bradshaw said he killed a lot. Whether he did or not, it's up depends on the DM, of course.
So how many PCs did you kill?
I'm not PCs, I'm not talking about enemies, so.
Well, give
Even the lower tier minions, the kills that were already dead in the first place, and I might have killed them by accident, yeah. So.
I'm sure there was a large count of things you have hit. There's also the stories of the lost hammers.
I've only one lost hammer, by the way, thank you. I've got the rest of them. So. And that story has been gradually diminished over time by a certain Dimitri. So.
And I believe that's the one who told most of the parties.
Yes.
So Bradshaw is after a body count of actions that he has done. Is that correct?
Well, we was going to talk to Yodri before we move in and make a bet to see who gets the most kills. That's what I was going to say. But anyway, Ross, but I was just going to talk to you on the side about that. Okay.
I'm so tempted
All right.
to interfere in this.
Good. So we're not doing post abilities or actions. Because if we did, I'd beat you.
It's probably purely just a count between you and me just to see how we go, okay? So.
Well, you basically win.
Well, that's Rachel used to do this with the barbarian in the other group, so.
Yeah, but I've hardly ever killed anybody after the plague that I helped spread.
Rachel's size is feeling frustrated that you can't make a bet with anyone, so you just go along with whatever we do.
What do you want to make a bet for?
I'm sure you can make a bet with Fairy. Fairy would be more than happy to make an agreement with you of any sort.
No. I'm talking about no. I know the limitation one. Don't push me that way.
There's no limitations.
Hmm.
Talk.
But no. Just Birchall's just gonna just keep that internal count to his head about how many kills. He still doesn't know about this party quite yet. He's still trying to work it all out. So
Amongst the group, I would have to say that if you're looking for those who would do the most damage of who's here, you would be wanting to compete against Anton or Calcrix.
that's right. I'll just
Or for the most area effect.
I don't have many damage.
I was going to say, damage to a single target, I feel like I'd be up there.
But if we're talking about number
I
of
know.
hitting hit points.
Zol feels offended here.
Well, Zol's the one who normally holds back on on area effects.
No, I know. I usually do, but I do have fireball as well. So you know.
Excuse me. Yeah, this is pure melee kind of counts. We don't count spells. Rachel doesn't.
Pause for a sec, guys. What was that, Ariadne?
I was trying to figure it out. Is lightning, radiant, except damage, just as effective against wind type creatures as
Yeah, it is.
It is. It's magic that works well. Non-magic weapons are ineffective most of the
So
time.
considering 90% of characters lightning and brute damage is magic. If she uses whirlwind kick, strong kick, or lightning, all of those will be effective mass target spells.
Excuse me.
Alright, just want to make sure I've got my spells sorted out in my head. I think Anton should put on his helmet and go first. That's your equivalent.
So our plan is to
Stepping
try
back.
to talk to them. Okay. Looks like I'm wearing the helmet.
Okay. I'm not sure Feyre has actually looked at Anton with the helmet on. Not very often.
Don't look. Don't look.
I was supposed to say it once, I think.
Don't look. I don't.
If I recall correctly, it was as regrettable as Eep.
Don't
Well, it does, from your opinion, make Anton look like a Fey Dark Menace.
That sounds
It's
right.
just a helmet, though. Remember that.
And that would come out if you had that. If you had the helmet on, it would come out in a gravelly, drag your soul through the stone sort of voice.
Martin, is this where I get my father's driftbow sort of out from the side of my belt and put him a bit more in the forefront and get my black book out and sort of hold it in my hand?
Your black book of healing by hitting people with it.
Yep. Yeah.
I would also like to see if I can cast Battle Mind as a ritual.
Okay, how long does that last for?
Oh yeah, that's one thing I have to check. It might have to be closer to when we get to where we're going.
If it lasts for hours, that's good. If it
See, casting time, one action, range, self, components.
duration is the last bit.
Duration. Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okay, so you don't want to do that before heading out. You want to do that when you're just about to rush in.
Just about to go in. Yeah.
Unless they keep you talking for 10 minutes, in which case you'd be going, damn you!
Yeah, well then, you know. But as a ritual, it's 1 minute casting. Is that too long to do? Should I shelve that?
Not 1 minute's not that long to cast.
Okay.
One thing, if we are going to do the talk to them and try to insinuate them, I do have a couple of spells where we can manipulate them, such as suggestion.
Do you want the write up of Battle Mind in front of you?
I should be okay.
Okay.
Just a suggestion. I can try a suggestion. Suggestion to try to. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
You
I've got
got one.
suggestions as well.
We can both suggest on different cards.
Yes, yeah, you might need to. Right.
None of those concentration spells. I have lots of concentration spells.
I'm somewhat ready. Somewhat. At least figured out my spells.
Okay, so she does give you each her blessing.
Thank you.
and hopes that no innocents are killed in the process of
I hope so
your
too.
quest.
She
But
hopes that.
No innocents are killed in the quest.
Yeah, that's,
What
that's
about
one of my
names?
concerns as well.
I'm sure as long as they can live through it, then maiming is far better than brutal slaughter.
And she's
So, okay.
specifically advised against using true slaughter.
On some things you don't want to know what's really there.
But that's a no.
It will aid you and hinder you in your quest.
Okay. Now Chris is going to take that as a no. She's going to make sad face.
So you may be strong-willed enough to survive, if you're lucky.
She's just going to make sad face. Until Eve gives her a cookie.
Eve will give you as many cookies as you want.
Yes, the hash cookies.
No, they're not. That would impede our capacity to fight things, and Zal would not eat hash cookies, so...
does anyone have something like Rari's telepathic bond? Because if we're going to go...
I have telepathic bomb.
Okay, that might actually be useful. I think the duration's only an hour though. That's a useful way of
6
us
of 1.
talking to each other without giving anything away.
Yeah, I do have telepathic bond. I also have his thoughts.
Duration is 1 hour.
So I can cast it just before we go up.
It's yeah, just as a way to actually coordinate. You know, if we say, "Are we going to attack now? We're going to attack now," so instead of doing it openly, we can actually do it without giving ourselves away.
Or you can give yourself freezes
Here we go.
that say attack.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we can do that as well.
Now.
8 willing
No.
creatures, but it will not work on Brad Shaw.
Or Calcrix.
Oh no, I've got a 3.
You've got a ring of mind shielding.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Do I
People
have to
got
take my
items.
ring of mind shielding off to do telepathic bond stuff?
Look, it was just a suggestion.
But with the ring of mind shielding, no one can detect your thoughts to know what you're thinking.
Yeah. It was just a suggestion.
Which
Alright,
is
don't
also
worry.
how
I
them-
I could take it off just for the...
It's also how the master was unable to affect you. That was part of
But
the reason.
I have taken it off before. I took it off on Tuesday to tell the people how to fly their gliders.
I don't think it's essential that we have telepathic bond. It was just a
Sure.
suggestion.
Pretty sure I have it on
You
key.
know,
On
killing
anyway.
things is what we do. We're really good at it.
See, I can cast it at higher levels and increase 1d4 hours for each slot above 5th, so I can cast
I
it.
don't think I need a spell slot to do it.
Or did you want to do it then? Because
I just let me double check something. Hang on.
But you can't include Calcrix in the telepathic
yeah.
bond.
Calcrix doesn't necessarily need it, but the rest of the group might benefit.
Sorry, where'd you go? Strahd.
So do you mean if I take the ring of shielding off, the master will be able to find it?
If you end up interacting with the master again.
But if
think-
I don't think I'm going to be interacting with the master, I would take the ring off.
We don't. There could be other things in there as well. I think the ring of mind shielding is too useful, and compared to the importance of the telepathic bond, it's just a useful addition. That's all. It's not essential to this task.
And you might want to confirm what is your go word to attack, because if you use the word
Yeah.
now, then technically someone will accidentally stick that in the conversation somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm
sure.
pretty sure we need to come up with a...
And 90% of the chance of that will be Zal.
Die evil cultists. Is that good enough?
Deny evil cultists.
If, say, this is just a more of a theory question than anything else. Say Fairy casts the telepathic
It's
bonds.
not a cast. It's
it's
one way. It's the issue. It's a form of ability.
So you can push your mind into there.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
going to say,
it's one way.
say that you do use it. I would use detect thoughts on one of the party members and be a part of the group without taking my ring off. Would that be right?
That would be right.
There is a way around it.
It sounds like it's too complicated.
I just wanted to know because if it becomes like an essential strategy somewhere down the line for another mission, having a way to keep my ring of shielding on but also be part of a telepathic bond would be useful.
Sure, if that form, but I can't see a ping. I would just say that it's unlikely that I can really effectively use it in. I can use it, but it comes with a form that has permanent true sight up to 120 feet. Which has been warned against, so...
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sure there's nothing that you can see that you'd be too worried about.
Look, at least we discussed options this time instead of just...
That's true. Instead of just charging in and going
Yeah,
boom.
so Mark suggested a non-safe word, as in a neutral word that means that we will pull out weapons and attack.
What suggested you use Diabolus die?
I suggest not Diabolus die, but something less obvious. For some reason-
Die, infidels!
Who doesn't hate Fenrir?
By dawn. You don't want to use that because people yell it every second. Pass the muffins, no.
Do you have
So you'd
names?
like to say?
By
Death to the
dawn
infidels.
and death to the infidels. And by dawn.
And by dawn.
Because the puppet that she ate was able to say those two phrases, so they're the only two phrases that she knew.
What the infidels do? Banana. Okay, what's that word you mean?
You love names.
Patrick still thinks muffins is a good word.
It's a unusual term. No one would say it out loud. I feel we love names is a good one.
I vote for meatloaf.
Alright.
Okay.
Meatloaf.
No strong feelings on one or the other.
Okay.
Well, because he'll do everything for love, but he won't do that. Perfect safe word.
Yep, that's true. So the plan is we go into the cave, we find the cultists, we talk with them until we decide we know enough and someone says meatloaf and it's on for young and old.
Yeah.
Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And we're going to try and spare those who don't have an obvious Fenrir marking.
If we go into them and interact with them, I will be after the boss.
Yeah.
That's what will be my plan. I'll be
Yeah.
targeting the boss because I'm really good at control. So controlling the boss.
Calprix is happy to be your backup on that.
I'll eat whoever's in the way.
You'll eat whoever's in the way.
Most likely. Spotted lions get hungry.
Eve will also eat anyone that's in the way that isn't. Calcrix will draw the F thing, and there'll be a small discussion with colour flashcards and smiley face and emoji cards. And
These ones are bad, these ones are not bad.
yeah, that's it.
Well, Calcris have learned that Eeps talks in colour and shape. Doesn't have any other language.
There's been
Oh,
a number.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't watch this. What are the colours and shapes of songs?
At the start of about a session or two ago, there was a little scene, and Calcrix pulled out some. Oh, it might have been at the end of one of the Friday sessions, so he might have been really kind. That Calcrix basically sat Eep on a big log, hold up a red card, held up a sad face. Eep's like, nah. And then so she puts down the sad face and puts up a surprised face, and Eep goes, yes. So red means surprise. And then she did blue, and then she's trying to find out which emotion goes with which colour, so that when Eep is a certain colour, Caprix has some idea whether or not Eep's about to murder people or not.
Okay.
We're Rosetta Stoning Eep. Alright.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But she found out that Eep speaks in colour when one of the other characters has a bag that can actually communicate with Eep.
Yeah. Is it the bag of cheese?
Yeah, oh, it's not the bag of cheese. No, it's the rogue's bag that is a intelligent entity that has the effects of a bag of holding without the actual being a bag of holding,
Holy, yeah.
and doesn't really like to give things up unless you bribe it.
Okay.
So you got to pay it money to get stuff out.
Doesn't go for cookies or cheese then.
It did. There was a swap of cookie for something else I can't remember.
Okay, so you've been given a blessing and you've figured out a safe word,
Muffins.
Meatloaf. I
Oh,
think.
meatloaf. That's right, meatloaf.
which would have been really interesting if someone yells out muffins and they go, what?
Okay, muffins is run away.
Okay, all right. I don't know that running away is going to be an option, but anyway.
Yeah, I don't think running away is an option either. Oh, you get to be up front, Anton,
Do I?
with your helmet on.
Okay, I'm wearing the helmet, so we're ready to go.
Yep.
Okay, so as you're walking, give me a wisdom saving throw.
All of us?
Wisdom saving throw.
Just Anton.
Just Anton.
Because of the helmet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I won't do anything special on this. I will just trust the dice. Ooh, I trusted the dice and it worked.
What, you got a what?
29.
29. Okay, so as you're looking, you seem to have multiple scenes overlaid.
What, you mean I'm seeing visions, am I?
You're seeing somewhere else as well as what's in front of you.
Okay. Try and focus on
And
the immediate thing. I don't want to start walking to walls and things.
And it seems to be some sort of keep in Karamikos. You can tell by the style of things. And you can see the Black Eagle Barony's banner there.
I grip the pole hammer and try and not actually be distracted. Although the desire to start whacking things is high.
And you do hear the voice of Bargle
Okay.
referring to you.
I've never heard Vardel's voice before.
Well, you probably would have heard tales of it. You've seen his description.
I've never heard his voice though.
And you see him before you referring to you as servant.
Okay, all right. Yeah, all right. I'm trying my best to focus on the here and now, even though I'm really just desiring to want to hit something now.
As you realise that, you do have a connection to the Black Knight.
I know. You always imply to take the helmet on that happen, but you know.
And you have a feeling the Black Knight can see through your eyes too.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if the Black Knight cares or not, but anyway, you will.
You do get a sense of curiosity.
Okay, so he wasn't aware of this. Okay. All right. Okay.
So there is another.
That can be only one. No.
Yep.
I was just
No,
about to
so
say the same thing.
It's not like I suspect it's take possession of. There's something I can use. Is what anyway.
Okay, so who's following along behind Anton? We got Anton in the
I
lead.
believe the suggestion was Calfred's was probably one of the other ones, but I don't know I should be second or along in approaching the group.
Rapture's happy to do it.
As I say, I'm happy to do that as well.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
probably as a spotted line, to be honest.
You don't want to be a wolf. Or you don't
Oh,
wanna be a
actually, no.
wolf.
How is the cave structure that we're going through? That matters.
You don't know. It's just described as a cave structure.
Let's not be the spotted line. That's going to be a problem. Alright, let's choose a form that's not
I was also going to say, do we have enough idea about the cave structure to cover these kinds of suggestions?
You do not know anything about the cave structure.
We'll find out when we get there.
Yeah, except it's going to cost. So, I don't know now, but
I mean, I feel like we should be close to focus of a dark vision. That's all that helped out. So.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm pretty sure we get this one.
Do you have a wolf type form?
Yeah, I can literally just be able to if you want.
I wonder
Well, it's just,
whether or
it
not,
depends. It's just a suggestion since we're going to wolf worshippers.
as we're just...
It's a werewolf kind of form too, actually. So yeah, that's probably a good one. Let's just go with the.
Isn't that perfect? That's like what we want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a wolf from a werewolf cursed that immune to the.
Is anyone actually good with the arcane or something like that? Just in case he might be able to be taken over, because this is the province of a wolf.
I'm good at Arcana and
I am good at Arcana, if that helps.
Same.
But
Yeah, I'm just more worried that being in the form of a wolf means that you can probably be taken over quite easily.
Do you want me to be a shadow mastiff instead?
Oh, that sounds scary.
Yeah, okay. That's kind of the point.
I was going to say it sounds like the point, but yeah. The other question would be is would it be better for someone to be riding Calgreeks?
Well, I'm sure having the Dark Knight, the Black Knight riding Calcrix.
The Black Knight riding a dragon probably would
Pretty good.
look good.
Yeah, I don't like riding though.
Yeah,
I like having my feet on the
it would
ground.
give you a sense of you're a powerful person.
I'll just glare at people a lot.
Yeah, look, I'll just be a shadow mastiff. It's probably it's not a wolf, but it's also evil looking.
I really am happy with my feet on the ground.
Shadow mastiff.
In touch with the earth.
I was more thinking of a little
Intimidation
ones of,
factor.
I would be saying
I think with
an
the helmet I
amount
can
rather
do
than a
intimidation.
threat.
Not that I have proficiency in intimidation. I'm not proficient in it. But anyway.
Imagine the Dark Knight thinking that Anton has tamed a great white dragon.
I think the less the Black Knight knows about everyone else, the better.
Yeah,
I think
I'll
it's
shift
too
once
late.
we're in the cave. I will not be in this form while not in the dark of the cave.
So we've got Anton with Calcrix, so not riding, walking with.
Walking, yeah.
I thought I was supposed to.
I think having a dragon, a white dragon at your shoulder, is impressive enough.
I was more thinking about making me look less like something they want to attack straight off the bat.
White dragons are normally considered evil.
I am
Most
not,
dragons are considered evil by people.
not going to voice my great offence at that stereotype and profiling.
I know, I agree.
Okay.
I agree, but it's just what I'm saying is they'll probably look at you and think, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, hopefully they don't just go dragon.
There is more of a rainbow dragon at this stage with all
That's
the
true.
scales.
You don't look like a white dragon.
Yeah,
anymore.
that was the other thing. Before I go in, am I able to have prepared by painting myself?
Do you have disguise self? That might work.
I believe you have a disguised self available.
I do. I don't know how long it works.
It lasts an hour. Until the spell ends, you use an action to dismiss it. You and your gear are cloaked by an illusionary disguise that makes you appear like another creature of your general size and body type, including but not limited to your heritage, 1 foot of height, weight, clothing, tattoos,
What
piercings,
level is that one?
It's a level 1 spell.
Does
You could
I
look like a giant wolf.
think I actually have it.
Or just a black dragon.
Probably easier.
No, I don't have it specifically. Actually, I've got prestidigitation.
I think one of your items is. Let me
One
have
of
a
my
quick
items is.
look. I think. Let me just have a quick look.
Yeah, look here. Regular war mage.
It's a shame you're not playing Shadowstar, who is literally
Yep.
the epitome of disguise.
Interesting. Maybe Major Illusion might do the job if you want to look at something different. I don't know how long
I can
it
put my
lasts.
cat slippers on.
So you have a hat of disguise, which
I
means
do.
you can
Yeah.
make yourself look like a just a black dragon, which would be intimidating enough.
Yeah, I'll do that. Just because I reckon the multicolored dragon would be not in line with their.
The Black Knight, Black Dragon, I'm sure they go together.
Yeah.
And so was Fairage waiting until you get there
Wait
to
until we
change?
get into the cave system before changing. It's
And
highly relevant to the
How
weakness of
about
that form.
Zal and Yodri and Bradshaw?
Roger would work in the front. I'm not a fast runner, so especially if I've got my weapon, my sentinel and all that kind of stuff, I'd like to be right in the middle of the big guy. So I'm stuck at stairs
You
in
could
the way.
just look
Yeah.
mean. You just give it, look surly. That'll probably do the job.
They'll always happy to be either in the back or in the middle with Bradshaw. Sorry, it is Bradshaw.
Yeah. There's only one Bradshaw.
You know, sorry, there's just lots of characters. I almost called you Corda. Just.
Look, I was going to call Josh if you did that, okay? I'm just putting that out there. That's going too far there, Em, okay?
Yeah, okay, sure.
So, let me say I'm friends with Dimitri next, and then that's, that's
Oh,
leads
yeah.
to the wrong thing.
That's okay. Chevelle has a talking stone with Dimitri, so they're friends.
Yeah, Yodri would be inconspicuous.
Well, for a minute there, I thought you were going to say inconceivable.
Okay, yeah, I could do that. I could address this as a small, bald halfling with Sicilian accent.
Does that mean you're sneaking at the back, not trying to draw attention to yourself?
Inconceivable!
He's been a hobbit.
Okay.
Okay, so you find yourself walking along, following the map that you've been given. It will take you through the forest. There's still some areas here where some of the snow from winter hasn't thawed. Which, considering it's nearly summer, that's quite a long time it's managed to keep the snow here for.
Okay.
Well, it's an ice ball at this stage.
He makes a little snowball and hits Calvary's right in the face.
I'm sure that will be less terrifying for those people watching.
We haven't seen snow for ages.
Does Fairy end up throwing snowballs at the same time? Okay, so a snowball fight breaks out in the middle of your walking through the forest. Just one each, I'm sure.
Yeah, Calcrix only stays the one, she takes the one back, that's it.
Yeah, but Cow Creek size snowball's unfair.
No, she made an Eep-sized snowball, and Eep made a Calcrix-sized snowball, so let's talk about fairness now. Calcrix now has a black eye.
But luckily you've made your scars look black so no one notices.
Yeah. Who does Fairy throw her snowball at?
Chevelle. Oh, no, Dull.
Don't worry. 5 minutes later.
Throw it at the angle of death, you can literally suck your soul out of your body.
What soul? Yeah, no, that's fine.
That helps.
If I don't return the favour of throwing a snowball at Fairy, does that in dragon etiquette does that
It's not a bad thing in dragon etiquette, but it would probably mean that you may owe something in the fairies realm, depending on how Fairy decided to word it, which will probably always be in Fairy's favour.
Favour, yep. I'm just gonna take the snowball. Right.
Just don't treat it as a gift, I think.
Just don't say thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever you do, don't say thanks for that, even sarcastically.
Yep.
Because you remember Josh made that mistake.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, but no. So too late. What do you mean too late? You said thanks. And then you insulted with the but no.
If we're being watched by these cultists, what cultist hasn't wanted to have a snowball fight on fire?
I mean, you gotta have fun before the end of the world, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so up front is Calcrix, Bradshaw, and Anton. Each of them get to make a deception roll. And we'll see if Mark can roll more ones tonight than he did last game.
Hey, settle down.
Well, I'm just trying to set the scene.
Perception.
How many dice it
Is it listening or is it vision?
Only 3 and only 3.
Either. If you've got a bonus, do one with a
I
bonus.
got a bonus for I got a bonus for
What was that? 20?
Okay. I get to 28.
And what about Bradshaw?
Oh, yes.
Once again, just working out, sounds there. I've got new dexterity now. I've got to work it out. Plus 6, 17.
Okay, so Bradshaw's enjoying me walking with a big dragon and a demonic entity and another demonic entity.
No, only appears to be demonic entity, Bradshaw.
Oh, I didn't enjoy
It's
it.
only an appearance.
I was going to say, if they threw a snowball at me, I was going to just raise my shield and just give them an evil look. That's all.
That's it. Practice the evil looks.
Yes.
We're bad guys.
I feel like they're not concentrating enough at the moment. So.
West, yeah. Which one's West?
Wisdom.
Okay, so that's 31.
31. Okay, so you're having a good look around, and you do notice that you have passed amongst a group of people up in the trees with rather nasty looking bows and arrows, who Calcrix recognizes the symbology of the frost arrow cultists, one of the militant groups of the Fangs of Fenrir.
Calcrix will stop and look up into the trees. And nudge
I know,
Anton, if
yeah.
Anton hasn't noticed.
No, I have noticed. Is there something I can hit around here?
So they sort of look like that.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
For those online.
Is
Okay, heavily silhouetted.
That is pretty much what, while they're in the trees.
there something around here that I could hit?
Then-
Something that looks like not just a natural object, but something that's more, like a sign, like a carved stone or something. I just want to exhibit some gratuitous destruction for no good reason.
Thank you.
A snowball fight just broke out. You could be gratuitously destructive towards one
I'm
of the
supposed to
people.
be the Black Knight. I'm not supposed to be into snowball fights.
Well, there are
No.
trees.
You could tell us to stop mucking around and being foolish, and you could break a tree in anger to make your point.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid actually killing living things. I was hoping for an inanimate object, but
If there's a stone, I guess, or
You're
just out of nowhere, I just go smash into the ground. Stop thuffing around!
You hear that echo around you like a
and keep walking.
big call, and you actually see that there is now this big imprint in the ground, splintered out in all
Yeah,
directions.
Okay. Yeah,
You do extra damage when you strike targets that are.
I know. I'm just. It helps release some of that tension too.
And you realise that the path you've been following now has this big crack through it.
Yeah, okay.
Calcrix will say, yes, Master Knight.
And just march on.
Mm-hmm.
Feyre will stop.
Yep. You stop.
Well, I'll stop my hit out as requested.
You don't turn into a shadow mastiff.
Not until we're in the shadows, because otherwise it will hurt.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm taking this form, and crap, we're not in the shadows yet.
No. The formless were after we entered the cave system.
Mm-hmm.
Out here, size matters.
Okay, so yes, you end up walking through what would have been an ambush if you had definitely holy warriors with you.
Holy warriors. No, we
Such
don't have
as
any of those now.
No.
But people could have practiced their fireballs.
Go on.
And yes, they look like they're there to stop those who would harm the cult. You don't obviously radiate that sort of terror to them.
I'm happy to harm things.
I mean, it's kind of cute. It's like all cute. They're here to stop us. Oh.
It is.
Well, technically, these are the ones who'd come into camp and killed all the other sailors, but you didn't know that at the time.
Oh right.
Well,
I thought it was followers of.
Yeah, they are all women. So the fact that they can easily be confused with followers of Lady Sif or Madura is part of their charm.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Because
I thought
they
Lady alluded to the fact that she was having these people come in the middle of the night to Raval.
because they may potentially serve both masters.
Oh, right.
It's possible to serve more than one god, as you found out.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so you end up walking for another 3 hours until you come across a cliff that seems to be where you will find the entrance way on a waterfall. So you get to make a investigation check. Yep. To see if you can make the landmarks work, because hey, I'm sure there's more than one lot of water falling.
Can I'll use survival and use some of my skills from previously being a ranger?
You could do survival, but it may not find what you want because it will definitely be a harder DC.
I mean it's worth a shot.
Can I use nature?
Especially when I
Same
roll
thing
19.
as Zal, will most likely be a harder DC.
How much better your
27.
nature is.
I actually have proficiency in nature, whereas I don't have it in investigation. So it's a plus 4 from like it's actually get to proficiency bonus. So
So what do
Actually,
you?
sorry,
I got
it would be
20.
be more. It would be. It's actually plus 10 now, I think, with my extra wisdom. So that would be actually 29.
Okay, I got 20 on investigation.
Yeah, 29 for
investigation would be
survival.
25 without proficiency.
25, wow, that's fine.
What was you can use intelligence for it. You can use wisdom for intuition on investigation.
Oh, I used intelligence.
I used intelligence, so I got a full plus 1 to one.
You can use any attribute you can justify is the main thing. So yes, as you're looking around, some of you manage to find it through nature, some of you manage to find it through survival, and some of you manage to go, hey, the map points there. Whereas we've had the, based on nature, the waterfall should be over there, and someone going, well, following where the animals are going, and we track those around, and they sort of lead over there, and then Calcris goes, map, there.
Yeah, well, same here because I've got navigation tools as well.
Yeah.
Navigation tools are fantastic for use at sea, not so good use in a forest.
I've still got my compass.
It depends on if it, yeah, so the compass will help you know north, south, east, and west as long as there's nothing interfering with the magnetic field.
Okay, is there anything screwing up with the magnetic field?
Well, looking at it, the arrow seems to be pointing towards you. You spin around and it still points at you.
Technically, I had survival as well, but I chose.
Well, it was investigation was what had been asked.
Yeah, Zal just didn't decide to make it difficult for himself, even though he still, I think, succeeded by the sound of it. Because it's still really hard to break old habits.
Because I'm not pushing because of that.
Okay. As you find the waterfall, you manage to get into the area behind it. Seems that there was a trick to it that each of you found in your own unique way.
Okay.
And looking inside, you find that there is a tavern called the Treacherous Burrows behind the waterfall.
No, we found a pub.
Hey.
You have found a pub.
Rachel eyes just light up. Just in more of the
Tavern. Tavern. Tea.
Tea, yeah.
Tea for tavern.
Tavern, as in a bar, a place of drinking.
So,
A
so we
place
have
of-
a tavern.
It seems
so
that
we have
you've
a
managed to
tavern in
find
the
the beer
cavern.
that the others were looking for in a different way.
We found a tavern in a
That's why I
cavern.
wanted nature, because I thought it was...
And inside, it seems to be full of the roughest people you've probably seen in one group. Reminds Bradshaw of home.
Rachel's only walked into the tavern before anyone else kind of noticed it. Okay, so.
Okay, well, it sounds like it's time.
And its description of the customers is they are filthy customers. That is the literal description of the customers.
Valued, clearly.
Yes.
So I had this item called the booze map. Would I have been kind of known this tavern was here kind of thing? Would that?
It would not have shown it because it's not something that someone else has marked on the map.
Okay, cool. I'll still ask. That's all.
But you
Uh,
can mark it now.
I'll go straight up to the bar, find a seat, and
Problem
then.
is, if he marks it on the
Yeah.
map, then it may render the map useless.
Oh, okay. I thought
Because
he
it-
could add to his map.
It moves as he goes.
Oh, okay.
So whoever had previously enchanted the map enchanted it with the places they knew.
Okay.
And unfortunately, he doesn't know how to enchant the map further.
No, I just got a booze map. That's all I've got.
Okay, so the innkeeper introduces himself as Shady Asgar to you. He's a skinny, tall, and greasy black-haired with dark eyes, really off-looking mustache, and really pointy goatee.
That's good. What they currently was the best thing they're serving right now.
Okay, so he's serving what he calls his local specialty, rock gut.
Can I make an insight roll?
You can make an insight roll if you wish to.
That's right. I want to see how good this I feel is going to be. That's the best roll of the night for me already.
Natural 20?
No, I got 14 of the dice. I've got big bright 10 every time.
Over 10, woohoo!
23 for Rachel. Rachel's trying to eyelay this. See if it is the best that he's got, like, just trying to interpret it from his emotions and all that.
Well, he wasn't saying it was his best, he was saying it's the local specialty.
Oh, give it one of those, I say.
Okay, so he pours it out of a barrel nearby, asks if you want it with protein or not.
No.
He pulls out the bugs before handing it over to you.
Any froth? I'll just blow the froth off. And I'll taste.
Yes, you see, you missed a few bugs when you blow the froth off, as a few of them skitter away.
No, I'll have a taste.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay, so you taste it and give me a Constitution saving throw.
That's my best one, so that should work well. So.
I'm sure you would enjoy Orc Rock Garden any day or night.
7, okay. There we go. Let's say 25.
25. You managed to swallow it. You're not sure why, but you swallowed it. You probably could not describe a drink more disgusting tasting than what you've just stuck in your mouth.
As not to insult the barman, I will say, got a bit of a kick to it, doesn't it?
He says you'll fit in just nicely here, lad, he says.
You wouldn't have any dwarven ale or anything like that around? I asked just in the hope I can...
He says, do I look like a dwarf?
I look him up and down. That moustache is not too bad, but no, I just thought I'd ask just in case you had anything sitting aside that no one else wants.
All we got is rock gut. We brew it ourselves.
Good. Okay. I'll see if the party's on Johnny inside of it, and I'll just eye over the place while I'm waiting. So, not taking another sip just because I know how bad it is.
What were the instructions? You know, like, did it say? It doesn't mention this tavern. Does it say where to go from here?
Well, you're expecting you have to go through there somehow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
passage into the burrows. That was what we were told.
There's a passage leading into the burrows. Okay.
This town.
We don't know the names of the people we're looking for either, do we?
I'm presuming we can just ask the barkeeper.
okay, so the rest of you have entered. You can see Bradshaw looking a little green, sitting on one of the holes. They don't quite have stools.
Okay. There's no one sitting at his table or anything. Is there?
He's at the bar.
He's at
The
bar.
tables are full.
Okay. Is there anyone near him at the bar?
No, they seem to have gotten up and walked away when he came in.
Good. Okay. As you walk in, just glare at people.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm sitting at the bar, Martin, I'm just overlooking the rest of the patronage here and see if I can pick up anything that might.
Can we see the Fenris symbol anywhere?
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah.
Give me a perception as you look.
Oh, I might be good at this one.
Draw button while you're looking around. No, it's not great.
Oh my god.
Oh, what a waste of a 20. Jeez. Can I
That's a
bank
28 for
that?
natural. No.
Save that for my next roll.
And what did you get, Mark?
28 because I have advantage in taverns. No, 28. 28.
That's good. You've got expertise dice in taverns.
Well, of course he would. That's his favourite place. He picked up his wife that way.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So I'm just looking for anything that's links to what we're looking for and just looking over the patronage here on here.
Okay, so people that you notice while you're all having a look is the bouncer. He has long brown hair, a long beard, a great axe strapped across his back, and he has more muscles than a human should have.
Okay.
Definitely looks like he's using some performance-enhancing magic.
Okay.
I'll iron off this guy, by the way, just let you know.
He winks at you with that look of he thinks you're interested in him sort of look.
Okay.
I'll give him a look of, I might be. Yeah, kind of thing, so.
Okay, so we'll get back to that in a moment as we move on to the other people as your next love interest will join the fray soon. There's another guy wearing fine leather armor with silver embroideries in it. He is bald and has no beard. He sits in the corner and seems to be playing a card game with two other people who don't seem to be as interesting.
Thank you.
Another section of the inn. You can see a short, black-robed woman with brown hair and bright blue eyes playing liar's dice and kicking the butt of the other people with her. Mm-hmm. Sitting at one of the tables, you see a tall, vicious-looking, with big beards and long blonde hair, wearing a black spiked ringmail armor, drinking out of a massive drinking horn.
I mean, doesn't that just scream like the guy we want to talk to? Like that.
You can have a perception check, yes. Except you can only look into the tavern, you can't enter.
Because I'm the wrong size.
Yep.
I presume I have changed my size down to minimum and medium. The dragon's gotta do what the dragon's gotta do.
So while you're glancing all that, the big muscle-bound guy goes over to Bradshaw and starts shutting Bradshaw up.
Have we seen any of the symbols of Fenris?
You have not.
So what's he trying to do? Chat me up or shut me up?
Chat you up. Maybe convince you to go off to a room privately with him.
Okay. No. That's breakfast.
I just start the conversation off saying, you seem like a notable guy around here.
29.
Okay, so you also notice the four important-looking people in the tavern, except for the barman, who really is surly. So he goes, well, of course I'm important. I kick out the riffraff.
Oh, so he's a bouncer.
What kind of riffraff are you talking about here? Doesn't seem to do too much trouble here.
Anyone who starts a fight, he says.
I wouldn't start a fight with you around, would they?
Most people try at least once.
Told us that. I'm trying to wait one more thing about this.
But he did like the way you were admiring him and was offering you a private admiring session.
Oh, hey, I can't. I'm saying you seem like you're a decent bloke and seem like you've been around a bit. That's why I just thought I'll get to know somebody around here. But not in that exact way, if that makes sense.
He says you don't know it unless you try it.
No, I'm pretty sure not interested, man. But,
Says, well, you know where to find him if you change your mind.
oh, I do. Who's the best man around here?
Who's the boss man?
Yeah. Oh,
Well, that would be the guy behind the bar. He calls the shots.
Okay, cool. That's right. Well, look, if I change my mind, I know where you are and give him a wink on the way out. And he's put walk back.
He gives you a big pat on the back as you go past. He would have gone lower, but he was a little too tall.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Still good. Okay, I've done my infiltration of the barman. With the dancer. I'll do somebody else.
I'm just backing up Anton, who I presume is. Did you say you got off to one side?
No, I just went up to the bar beside Bradshaw.
Okay.
But there's no signs of Fenris there.
No, that you can see.
What about, no one seems to have any sort of wolfy type thing? No one looks like a budding werewolf or anything?
Having a look around, you don't see anyone here seems to be showing any form of...
Okay, is there another way out apart from the way we came in?
Does not seem to be any other exits. There may be a secret exit. Being a pub, there's generally at least one or two.
Would that be an investigation, or would that be continuing deception?
Or it might be a bribery.
Okay.
I'll look over the Caltrix.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
considering I have charisma.
Yeah. What Caltrix just mentioned that what I got from the bouncer that the barman seems the boss around here, and I'll let her. Is it her? What's her?
Barman is a he.
Hey.
He does have the mustache and the goatee.
Okay. I'll let him try to work out where we have to go from here. So.
I don't have any ideas, guys.
That's why I'm hoping. So I'll approach the barman. I'll put some gold on the bar and say, my master might would like a private place to drink. And I'm gonna make sure I put enough gold down there that he'll at least look twice at it. And something decent, please.
Okay, so...
And I'll add to it, I want to say something along the lines of, Not really good at coming up with words, but along the lines of, it'll sound like if I don't come through, I'll probably be punished. So, you know, try to make Anton out to be a fairly powerful person.
Well, I'm happy to back up by just glaring at the bloke.
Probably glaring at the dragon.
Give me an intimidation roll with advantage.
I'm glad you said advantage because I have no proficiency in it whatsoever.
I was going to say, I do.
Just wondering, I can't think of anything other than charisma to justify this. Can't think of anything other than charisma, so you have to rely on the advantage. I get a spectacular 13. Oh, no, 14.
You get a 14, okay.
Well, actually, no, I'll call on one of my other abilities to give myself a plus 3, so that we get 17. Well, I've already got advantage. Fortune's not going to help.
Yeah, so
I'll call on one of my abilities and give myself a plus 3 to get 17.
Okay, so as you do the glare, you can actually feel something inside you reach out and grab that guy's mind and give it a bit of a twist.
Well, that was I wasn't expecting that.
As you see blood start pouring out of his nose.
Well, you know, it's his problem. It adds to the effect.
He points to the guy in leather armor with the silver embroideries before he collapses on the bar.
Okay.
You hear a thump as he lands behind it.
All right, I'll let other people worry about whether he's going to live or die. The silver armor. Give me his description again. I'll look him over.
He wears fine leather armor with silver embroideries. He is bald and has no beard. Sits in the corner of the table playing a card game with two underlings.
We actually don't know the names of the people we're looking for or anything, do we? This is part of the problem.
The Pains of Fenrir is all you know.
Pardon?
The Pains of Fenrir is all you know.
You got any ideas, guys?
Yep. Zelda is going to walk up and either game up, got room for another player.
Are you currently a fairy dragon? What are you?
Elf. What else?
A wood elf? Okay, so he looks you up and says, you're a bit far from home, aren't you?
There's things worth finding out this way.
What gender are you at the moment?
And so who did you kill to end up here?
What do you mean?
Walk up behind her and say,
Singular.
she's with me.
Yes, as to say, it's a long list.
And then you hear someone saying, she's with me behind you, sending chills through your spine. Until you realize, yes, it is Anton. But it doesn't sound like Anton. And it really felt as if someone was just pulling at what makes you Fae. Almost felt like someone was eating a part of you away with that claim.
Okay. I'm not trying to do that, actually, by the way. Just...
You'd realize if Ape had said that, it would have really felt like he was eating you.
Yep, I bet.
Eve's sitting on my shoulder, looking for a certain symbol because she's hungry.
Mind if I sit in a couple of hands?
Okay, so you get offered a chance to play cards with them. And they say, well, is your master going to play?
I can play. I'll sit down.
He pulls out a fresh stack of cards.
Watch him carefully. I don't
Yeah,
trust him
I was
for a
gonna
moment.
Give me a...
I'm proficient with playing cards.
Give me a proficiency roll.
Okay, just do it. I presume this is like wisdom.
You can either add wisdom or intellect.
I'll go for wisdom.
You want to play the cross
26.
Yep, the cards are stacked, marked, and probably missing some.
What sort of game are you playing here?
Cards, he says.
What about the others?
They're playing cards too, he says. As he does that, you can see a mark of Fenrir on his wrist. And Calcrix gets to make a perception roll.
Good thing I check before I make a roll, because I want to just always have it on the D12 side.
Yeah.
So, perception is under wisdom. So
Yep.
plus,
28? Okay, so Fairy feels as if something has just walked over your grave. As you can hear the it's more the feeling of terror as you see Eep rushing towards you.
Eep?
Can Calcrix grab Eep?
Well, this is exactly what you told Eep to do.
Eep was told only after the the key word was used, which was meatloaf.
Eep didn't quite understand that part.
Can I still grab Eep?
Sure, I'll give you a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity is like crap.
I know.
Oh, yeah, yes. I don't even have proficiency yet. That's a D20 something. 16. So, it's basic save, so it's plus 7.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's enough. It's like 23.
Okay, so as you go to grasp Eep, you realize he's just this tiny little streak. Almost like someone's thrown a dagger across the room.
They call him the Streak.
So what does Eep do?
At the same time, I'm going to call out, Eep, I need you.
Okay.
It's the only thing I can do. That's it.
I will give you a persuasion roll.
Oh, shit. Damn. I should just not wear these glasses anymore. I swear my eyes are that bad. Okay, 11. Is persuasion... What does persuasion do?
Normally runs off charisma.
Charisma, so that's plus 11. So, that's only a 21. I don't think that's going to be successful.
It wouldn't be your saving throw, so...
Oh,
Oh, no,
okay,
I said no, it would be, are you proficient with it?
Yes.
Okay, then yes, it would be a plus 11.
Yeah, so 22.
22.
11.
Okay, so...
So that's not going to work either. Go to shot, guys.
Okay, so unfortunately, as you're watching this, streak goes right past your face. You sort of feel a bit of your colour fade as he does. She does.
What does Eep do?
Well, you're sort of sitting there, and as you're looking, you just see this guy sort of fade away with crunching sounds.
That's what happens to cheaters.
That's appropriate.
And then there's just a silhouette of the guy just sitting there playing cards.
So he's a ghost now. All right, okay.
Okay.
As you realise, the silhouette is Eep.
Oh, it's Eep.
Yep.
So does that mean Eep's vocabulary has increased?
Not necessarily.
Does that mean Eep might know where we're supposed to go from here?
Maybe. But we're going to need a heck of a lot more emoji cards and colours.
You see a lot of people looking in horror in your direction because you think people would have come to that guy's aid, except, well, it's a little late.
Stand up and glare at them.
The only thing I can think of is...
Okay, give me a intimidation.
Advantage again, because I'm going to need it.
You do get advantage again.
Okay, 17.
Okay, as you glare at them all, you can see each of them holding their heads.
Okay, well, there's problems.
a lot of them before we even get out of that tavern.
Yeah.
As you can actually see that all those people you glared at didn't quite do so well on their save.
Alright.
And it's very quickly your party's the last people standing.
I was going to say, we're going to keep some of them alive, aren't we?
Well, unfortunately, you did a general glare around the tavern.
Okay, so we're surrounded by
Okay,
a whole
so
lot-
you just death stared them.
Okay, so there's nobody alive here
Well,
apart from us.
technically, he didn't say the barman was dead. He had a bit of blood come out of his nose and he collapsed on the floor. He could be unconscious.
Does
if
anyone
he
have
was
speak
really
with
lucky.
dead?
I do not. Sal probably does.
You have a necromancer amongst you.
Technically, I do.
Yes, you
I
can't do
think-
anything for the guy that Eve killed though.
Do you want to see if you can interrogate somebody?
I'm pretty
Mark,
sure.
I have to head off.
I haven't redone
that
my
Ross?
spell list, but I'm sure I would have it in my book as a ritual spell. So it would take me 10 minutes to cast.
Good night, Ross.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, I have to go now. Okay.
Okay,
Catch
catch you later, Ross.
Right.
Given that we don't have any living people to interrogate, unless Eep's acquired a whole lot of knowledge.
I'm not sure how to get the knowledge out of Eve.
Hmm.
I should have left Eve with Razzle. I should have known this was going to happen.
Otherwise, search around trying to find clues, secret doors, something. This is where your true sight might be really
I was going to
useful.
say I'll do tracing.
Okay.
See if I can find a secret door. And
Search around
maybe
for documents, anything that might help us give us a clue.
maybe Annie could see whether or not she can. You did you say you can't speak with dead?
Oh no, she said she can do it if she does it as a ritual.
Yeah.
So who would you like to ritually chat to?
I generally wouldn't have it as a set spell, but I'm pretty sure it would be in my black book.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the bartender, I guess.
Or maybe the bouncer.
Well, she
Sorry,
can do it
sorry,
multiple.
You missed out on your Bradshaw.
He can do it multiple times.
Yeah, okay.
you do
Alright.
it one person. I feel like the scene from the D&D movie is gonna
Yeah.
happen here.
Yeah.
You can ask 3 questions. Are you sure? Yes. Really? Yes.
Okay, so we'll be careful with our questions. Well, Zal will do that. While Zal's doing that, I'm searching the place.
Okay, give me a investigate roll as you're checking high and low. And you're getting your true shot.
Seeing potion and
Okay.
go
18.
on
Not
down
like
the old face paint.
18 on the investigation.
You start looking around the tavern looking for somewhere where there might be a secret area.
Oh,
Before I do anything more though, I tell Eve, no eating anything unless I say so.
He just nods. And then shrinks back down to a plant and jumps on your finger.
Thank you. Put her away on behind
You
the
know that-
horns.
Eek looks pretty cute sometimes.
She can, and she's not getting told off because she doesn't know any better.
She ate what she was told to eat, just didn't know it had to wait for a
She know
signal.
that she didn't, made it too complex for her. I should have left it as the old rule and specifically tell her she can't eat anyone. And then I'll use the ointment to see secret doors.
And what's Bradshaw going to do?
Have we just knocked a lot of people unconscious, or what's going on?
You're looking around. Apparently, if you were to make a kill count, you would have lost because it seems Anton has taken about 20 people in less than a minute.
Okay, I'm watching the bouncer. Is the bouncer getting upset yet or not?
The bouncer is lying on the ground, bleeding out of his nose.
Is the bartender still up or not?
The bartender fell behind the bar earlier because Anton already messed with his brain.
He might just be unconscious.
I'm just going to go search both the bouncer and the bartender if they're unconscious.
Okay, give me a medicine check.
I
Sorry.
was going to search and not check on them, but
Oh, okay. In that case, then you can search them easily. And what is Zal doing?
I think Zal's question.
I was gonna ritual cast the Speak with the Dead. What? Oh, I don't have to do the roll for that, do I? If I'm ritual casting it, just.
You have to do the roll if you haven't got it prepared. So,
no, I wouldn't have it prepared.
in which case, then it would be a DC of 10 plus twice the level of the spell.
I need to look up.
So the second or third level.
Also, what would be my spell DC would have? It's not DC. My spell proficiency.
So it would be 4 plus your attribute.
Speak with Dead is a third level spell.
So you're looking at getting 16 or higher on a D20. You would be adding which is your are you doing this as a cleric or as a wizard?
Don't they both use wisdom?
Sorry, could you let M go, please? What was that, M?
They don't. Aren't I using wisdom for both of them now?
In which case, then that makes it easier. I can't remember what everyone has, so that was why I was asking.
No, that's okay. I was using int and wisdom separately for them, but after we redid the stats yesterday, it makes more sense to use.
So, what's your wisdom bonus again?
Plus 6.
Plus 6. Then you've got plus 10 as your dice roll. So you've just got to get a 6 or higher on a D20 to succeed.
So how did I have a plus 12 before? Or was oh no, I think I have a plus. Yeah, how come I have a plus 12 before? Where?
I'm not sure how you got a plus 12.
Oh, book tome expert plus 2 the dice.
Okay. In that case, then you get to add an extra 2. So that would make it a plus 12 to the roll, which means you only need to get a 4 or higher.
Hmm.
That does make it more.
Well, 20% chance of failure.
I said more achievable.
15.
15% chance of failure. My brain just did the number wrong.
I always feel like when you get that down the line, you just roll. That's when you roll the ones and twos.
I don't know if this is a waste of a 20, but I got a 20, so that would be what 32.
Okay, so everyone hears all of the dead people in the inn wake up at once.
Oh, okay.
does it include the bouncer while I'm kind of searching through?
Yep. While you're searching through the bouncer's pockets, his eyes open up with a light of the dead.
Well, I mean, it kind of works. We get to interrogate more than one person at a time.
Line up so we can question.
Well, they can't move.
I'm joking.
Keep in mind, this is probably also the first time in about 5 years solved. Oh, actually, sorry, that's correction. I do use chill touch a lot, which is technically a necromantic spell, but in terms of something like that, where it's actually raising dead people, this is probably actually the first time.
Well,
maybe the second time Zal's done it.
You don't have Chauvel here to poo-poo it.
No, I don't have the scorn in my ear today.
I was gonna say that must feel so unusual.
It feels almost liberating for Zal to be able to do some of these things that he normally is very careful about.
And by the time you get that out, Calcrix has done True Sight, and you notice just as Anton finds the secret door underneath the guy that Eep ate, underneath where he was. Well, he doesn't exist anymore.
No.
And
What was his fault?
Calcrix can see the passageway underneath.
I think we found our cave.
And now Zal can ask each of the 20-odd dead people 3 questions, so that's about 60-odd questions to get through.
How many people are down there?
I'm just gonna generally ask questions out loud.
They might all answer at the same time. It may be impossible to discern what any one of them is saying. So we may want to concentrate on, say, either the barman or the bouncer, since they tend to be. I'd say the barman seem to be second in command.
And
Calcrick
can also.
One of my questions would be how many Fenric cultists are here. If the barman knows that answer, that would be really handy.
Okay, so
Like this cave.
you asked that of just the barman?
Just the barman. Yeah.
He says there was only one.
In here or in the cave?
He says there was only one in the tavern.
In the tavern, okay.
And says, are you sure there's more in the cave? And then he fades.
Next.
Well, she did technically ask 2 questions at that last point.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean that as a second question.
Mm-hmm.
I meant that more as a question to you, as in what did he answer me? Oh, that's fine.
And when Calcrix is looking at Anton, she can actually see some what appears to be a Death Knight behind him, looking through Anton's eyes.
Considering what I've heard about the Black Knight, Calcrix will do what she typically does and wave like she's a 7-year-old and say hi.
I mean, technically you are like a 10-year-old, right?
Well, she's 12, which might as well be like 4 in dragon terms versus human terms. And he'd pull off her a cookie because that's what he does whenever he suits anyone. Does Anton see Calcrick's wave?
I see you wave, but I have no idea why. So, I can't see what you can see.
And then Eep is offering you a cookie.
How do you respond to this? You just take
You just take it. The cookies are fine. They don't do anything.
But I don't say anything is the point.
It doesn't matter. With the cookies, you can say whatever you like.
I'm just thinking about the
Obligation.
Except words of acceptance and gratitude shouldn't be used, is it?
They don't. It doesn't count with cookies. It's the only time you're worry free.
Okay.
So when you accept a cookie from Eep, you're stuck with the obligation is you cannot serve the god at Santiotl.
So you can say thank you to her, and it's not going to matter. And I would.
What does Eep like you to do?
She's politeness and respect in return is.
And of course, Eep is just getting people used to taking things from Eep.
Okay, yeah. All right. I'll thank Eep, break it in half, and give half to Proshka.
Who's already holding.
And you'll see Proshka accepts that with the other cookie he's already holding.
Yeah.
I know, Proshka.
I will say to Anton.
And you see he's got his set of cards on the table.
Okay, yes, I know, but I also know not to play with the cards.
I will say to Anton, the secret door's just there.
Yeah.
I gather that's where our cave will be.
That's where I think that's where we're headed.
I'm gonna wait for Zal to finish asking questions of people there, because the more.
Can I ask a general question to everyone?
Yep.
And ask, who? Oh no, he said there was only one member of the cult here, right?
Yes.
Never mind, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, Eep ate the only helpful person in the room.
Well, potentially the most useful person. But you ask all sorts of other questions.
Actually, to be honest, the barman may have only known of one Fenrir follower. There could be other Fenrir followers in the room that the barman
okay,
didn't
so
know
I'll
about.
ask, because I have to ask 3 questions anyway. So I'll ask, is anyone here a follower of Fenrir?
when you do the speak with dead, is it just kind of like filling necromantic energy, or is their soul the one that's the thing that's responding?
You believe that she's just filling him with necromantic energy.
Alright, that's fine. Thank you. All good.
And
Well, you were hoping to play for soul?
No. I have other things. It's fine.
Okay, so yes.
Please
enlighten
enlighten the necromantic cleric.
So you call out, is anyone here a member of the
cult of Fenrir.
Cult of Fenrir?
Fenrir. The Fenrir fandom. Oh,
Okay.
and I made a pun.
You
did make a
very
good
funny.
pun.
I don't do
That was
very
good.
well.
The guy
Well
who
done,
was
well done.
the card shark who was sitting over the entrance to the tavern, did he to the cave? Did he have any weapons,
Hard to say. They're all gone.
or are they all, or has he swallowed them all?
He took everything on him.
Okay, well I was just going to say I was going to destroy the weapons, but
You know, our job might actually be done. He may have eaten the artifact.
I think there could be a few more.
Yeah.
But maybe he can do the whole thing for us.
Yeah, just be careful with that.
Okay.
That is a lot closer to a favor.
Okay,
He seems to like eating things.
none of the responded yes, they all responded no, so you got a big no shouted through the cavern from various voices.
Mm-hmm. So not yet. So there was only the one guy, but he's dead.
We have found the secret door.
We have found. I was hoping to get
Yeah.
either a number of other cult members or like general layout of
Yeah.
cave. And I was hoping the third question to the dude could have been to the barkeep before he faded away. Could have been, do you know the layout of the main boat?
Can I ask a question?
I'm sure you can ask the question there, Bradshaw.
I'll ask the big guy who's sitting next to me. And I say, how many people are downstairs?
He doesn't respond.
Okay.
Was it he would have also responded no. He's not a member of.
Yeah, but
He might still know stuff.
He might only answer to Zal, who has 2 more questions of
I've got
each person.
I'm curious to know what the relationship of all these people were to the. See, you know,
How did they end up here?
yeah. Although I don't know how to phrase that in a question.
I mean, and I also don't want to ask that as a general question.
You can go through and ask
because
him.
that means we'll get 20 people
I was
down.
about to say, this is
and-
not an game, by the way. It's very much akin to asking, tell me your life story.
Yeah, I know. That's why I try to.
I mean,
Well, he does have 10 minutes. Well, he does have 10 minutes to ask questions. Oh, technically you can ask 5 questions.
I was going to say, I thought it was four.
Oh,
So
So
you
the
could ask 2
barkeep
more
would
of the
still be there.
barkeep.
yeah. Alright, so how many questions? So I accidentally used 2 in that
You've got
first
2
one.
left for the barkeep.
Yep.
Okay, so technically it is using their souls to answer.
oh, it's super relevant. Because they have to. Interesting.
Because they can't be animated as undead.
Yeah.
Because that means you can't affect their souls.
Yeah.
And they have to have been dead for a certain amount of time.
You have to have
And they must have a mouth.
Yeah.
So they can't have been someone who's had last rites put on them. Once you've had last rites, the soul is departed. And
Alright.
which is strange that you can have people open up a graveyard and...
I'll very, very loudly stand up and yell, give me your names.
Okay. Unfortunately, they don't answer.
I'll try.
Nice,
That was a
nice
command.
try.
That was a command, though, not a question. Okay, alright. Okay, I don't know.
So Zol could do that and get the names.
Yeah, I was going to say, Zal's the only one who can ask questions. question.
But it might not be their true name. Because if there's Bill something or other and they just are known as Bill, then that's not going to help.
I'm not after the true name. It's fine. Doesn't matter.
Okay, so not asking this as a question. Yeah.
Phrase that.
Yeah.
So what other
As a player,
what other two questions would you like to ask the barkeep? As you now have another two. Luckily, I looked it up for you.
Yeah, I was in the middle of looking it up and then we got distracted. By me rolling a 20. And waking everybody up, not just the one dude. So the fourth question, would it be a good idea to know if he knows the layout of the cave, or
You would suspect he may not, or he may, but there's only one way to find out. And if you do ask him if he knows the layout, he could answer yes, and technically have answered the question.
yeah.
And you could ask, can you tell me the layout? And he says, yes, I could. And that would technically answer the question.
so how do you ask the question?
Describe to me the layout of the.
If you know
It's
the
a
layout,
command rather than question.
Can you describe
no,
the layout?
no, he'll say yes. It'll be if you know the layout of the caverns below. Can you draw them for me, or draw them for me?
It's still a command, it's not a question.
No,
It's
because
not,
if makes the question. If you know the layout.
it's just a conditional command.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you had to point that out in front of the GM. You
Sorry.
might-
The GM
you
already-
might-
the
you
GM
might
already
miss
knew that.
that, and he might have gone, yeah, okay.
Okay, I'll shut up.
While this is happening, can Bradshaw finish doing research there?
Yeah, Bradshaw's enjoying looting people. Unfortunately, after all the looting, all you found of any value was maybe about 50 copper pieces all up, plus the gold that the dragon paid on the tabletop.
The dragon is Bradshaw or Wolf.
How about who is in the caverns underneath the tavern? Maybe a cave underneath the tavern or the secret.
But the answer would be the cold Fenrir. So we already know that.
Well, I might say something more.
Yeah, for Caltrix, I was actually searching for a map or something, that's all I'm saying.
And
She will take a gold back on it. That's dragon gold, by the way.
Who is the leader of the cult of Fenris underneath the tavern? I don't know.
what would M like to ask?
I'm just trying to come up with suggestions. That's all.
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with questions
What are the
that
defenses?
meaningful and that would have an answer better than yes or no.
What are the defenses in the cavern below?
That's actually a good question. Yeah, is there any traps or
what?
defense?
What are? Just assume they are, because if you say is, he can say yes,
Oh yeah,
no.
what?
Because the idea is they will be as brief as they can in answering your
What is
question.
the layout of the caverns below? What are the defenses? They'll be questions.
Yeah, I think I'll probably maybe go with those two questions if I can, because they seem useful then.
As the other note is, it's under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if it has a reason not to.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
they may
kind
not
of
know
dead
the answer
already,
either.
so I don't know why he wouldn't answer, because he's already dead. So he gets no gain from this.
If he feels we're a threat to the cult and he supports the cult, he may feel that
He
that's
may just be
motivation to lie.
he may just be perverse.
Or may just be petty,
Yeah.
Oh, petty, I guess.
considering your group is responsible for his for their death.
For his death.
No, somebody else was.
If any blame is ever put, Caltrix will point to the guy behind Anton.
Anton's secret patron or second secret patron?
Oh, I don't know. Somebody to which I have some connection when I put a helmet on.
So did you decide on a question?
Yeah, the two that you suggested seemed reasonable. What are the defenses in the cave?
Okay,
and-
so to the first question, the barman will answer, it does not know, it's never been down there.
Yeah, I figured that was the likely.
Okay, I mean, yeah.
It was a shot.
Which kind of implies that there are defenses down there, so that's good to know.
Well, who's in charge of the cult downstairs?
Mental note, check for traps before going down secret passageway.
Luckily, you've got a dwarf, I'm sure that can do that, and you would have a halfling, except he's currently busy.
And your true sighting lasts 10 minutes, doesn't it?
It can last up to an hour, I think.
Can it? Oh, okay, that's good.
I'll double check.
Because true sight would help with this as well.
It's true seeing though, not
True
sight,
seeing,
because
sorry,
it's
it's-
Oh no,
inside
true
the-
seeing gives true sight.
Yeah.
This
Because true sight is
Yeah,
a
and
perception thing,
yeah.
and they had to rename it differently so they could actually refer to one and the other.
Yeah, okay, I get it. But I'm using the terms interchangeably.
Because eventually the dragon will be able to use it without actually casting
Yeah,
a spell.
some creatures have true sight as an innate ability.
Yes, it lasts an hour.
Okay, so it's going to be around for a while. So you should lead so you can spot all the traps.
Yeah, well, I keep a pot of ointment, and I buy saffron. So almost every time I hit anywhere that might have saffron, because it's the main ingredient.
Okay, so what was Zal's last question of the barkeep?
Why do you sell such rubbish bloody alcohol?
What was the other one?
When did you last have a bath?
We asked what the defences were and what is the layout, but he didn't know for what the defences were. So if he doesn't know for what the defences are, it's not likely.
He did say he'd never been down there.
Yeah. Anton Gary suggested who was in charge.
I also suggested when did he last have a bath? Why is the alcohol rubbish?
Why is the sky blue?
What is the name of the person who's in charge? I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask that. I mean,
Yeah.
we really don't have much to go on.
Look, we can ask it because, he might give us a name. of
His
someone.
response was, boss.
Boss.
There you go.
Okay, so we're here to see the boss, is what I say. Okay, that's fine.
Did he drop dead again, does he? Or?
Didn't we literally just kill the boss though? Cause
I think we just killed somebody who works for the boss.
Okay, so Bradshaw does note down that the innkeeper did have the word boss on some of his clothing.
Well, that helps.
He considered himself in charge.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
I'll open up the hatch or whatever it is. There's a hatch or whatever it is.
There is a hatch. You open it up without looking for traps.
No.
No, Bradshaw's done this already. He doesn't wait for you guys, so it's
You could,
Bradshaw's already gone.
Oh,
Can
we
you see
better-
the?
we
Can you
better
see
catch
it
up.
though?
It had been discussed.
Okay.
On an assumption that people have told me about it. If they haven't, then I don't know about it.
I've told Anton about it, but I don't know if we've told everybody about it. Have we?
I found it with an investigation.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
found it with True Sight. And we'll wait to hear from what Zal heard.
From what speech of the dead gave you, as he managed to raise the whole tavern.
yeah, I don't think we're gonna get much else out of everyone else who was in the tavern. So would it be okay if I dismiss the
Yeah.
spell at this point?
Technically, they will stay active until the 10 minutes pass, in which point they collapse.
You start asking about their cleanliness and their why they drink such
No,
rubbish.
because
While
all
this
of
is
us
all
like
going on,
to
Garrus is
the
gonna
spell
use her True Sight
and then start doing last rites.
Sorry, we're having multiple people talk over each other again. What was that, Em?
Oh, sorry. I didn't,
No, I talked over you because my brain can't see a face.
Oh, no, that's okay.
It's not your fault.
No, I couldn't really hear that well, so I didn't realize you were talking.
There is a slight delay.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? No, I'd like to, if we don't think we're gonna get anything else out of the other patrons, which at this point I don't think we are, I'd like to dismiss the spell and start doing last rites.
Unfortunately, you can't dismiss the spell because it is not a dismissible spell. The spell will run its
okay.
it will run its course for 10 minutes from when you started, or it will end when the 5 questions are answered.
Oh. Okay.
Which
so
is
we
why
don't just ask
Anton was
questions.
suggesting nonsense questions.
Yeah.
Favorite
I
colour,
mean, I could
favorite
do
food.
that.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Where's the best meal to be had around
The
here?
wing speed of
African swallow.
The laden swallow.
No, yeah, Leighton swallow.
Because they left
Yeah,
out
yeah,
whether it
well-
was African or European.
Yeah.
Yeah, just yeah, Zal has because he asked everyone else what only one question so far, right?
Yep. So you do a quick, broad 4 extra questions.
Yeah, just like what's people's favorite food, what's their favorite ale, what's their favorite pastime.
And the amusing
what-
thing
what are
is,
their hobbies?
unlike previously, you can actually cast this on the same creature after it answers its questions repeatedly.
Okay.
Because there is no, you can't cast it on them in the week or so. It's as long as they haven't had last rites, they are still a valid target.
Okay, so we can interrogate them for their full life stories if we wish.
Yes.
And it's a good idea for Zal to follow through and give them last rites, because if someone comes along after us and decides to cast a spell and ask them who the hell killed you, we don't want them telling them who
It
the
will
hell
take a
killed you.
while to do that for 20 people.
Well, they only
I
have
can
to do
I
it
can
to
do a
the one who
broad,
knew.
last right, can't I?
You probably do last rites on each of them separately to make sure. Or do a mass grave last rites. I'm sure you know a couple of war crime last rites.
I don't know, just eat dead leaves. I'm pretty sure we'll figure it out.
What you could suggest.
If it's all being thing, I would like to get the drink that I had
Yep.
and throw it in the bartender's face, okay?
Okay.
Because that was disgusting.
Apparently, he is not amused by the stuff thrown in his face. He doesn't even twitch.
That's fine with me. I just had to get that. It's just for such a certain such bad grog. It's very unhappy.
We didn't find any better alcohol here. It was
No.
just
That's all they had.
If the party will allow me the time to individually do last rites on these people, because we didn't.
I think we should let you do that, Zal, if you wish.
Yeah, I can't see it.
I would. So I'll ask the 4 average questions and then I'll start. That's what those people sort of know.
You're sort of fading away as you're talking to us, Sam.
Oh, am I? I don't know why.
I believe you were talking away from the microphone.
Microphone was right next to me, so I don't know.
You're quite clear now. You must be tired.
I am tired. I was probably mumbling.
Well, we can simply say you're doing last rites as it is past 10:30. That might be a point to say we finished the game with you doing last rites with everyone's assistance.
I was just wondering, is there something we could use for a mass grave for all the bodies?
Yes, you could technically light the tavern on fire
I think we want to go down the track.
after you go down the trapdoor.
Yeah.
But yeah, technically I could use my fire ring and do fire for one thing, or one of us can cast a spell. Set in place of light. But I just wanted on thinking that I'll check the traps.
While your thing's still working, you see that there is a long passageway, and it will take about an hour and a half to traverse, as it actually says in the book.
Okay.
So by the time you reach the other end, your spell will have finished.
Okay.
But luckily for you, no traps in the passageway. Not until you reach your destination.
Cool.
Nothing like being suspicious. Okay, did anyone want to add anything about notes for next session? Things to think about?
And I'll send you a text message of what's happening with the goal. So
Try to intimidate.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Sorry, Mark, did you say sending you a text message?
I'll send you a message of what's happening with the goal. You may not like it.
Yeah. Right. I think I had a note, but it'll be something I could probably chase
Well, it looks as if Anton is quite effective at intimidating people.
Oh, yeah.
Even though I have no proficiency in it.
And Anton seems to have.
Maybe while the other Black Knights in the world, you're quite proficient.
Yeah.
Well, the last rights leader,
Mhm.
Calcrix is just going to check that he understands that at the moment she doesn't eat anyone unless Calcrix specifically says it's okay. So she's going to take an extra couple minutes just to make sure that she feels that he understands the...
Eep knows Eep is now back to not attacking unless you say so.
Okay, cool.
You think disappointed about that?
Eep is neither happy or sad about that. Eep was told to kill things with symbols, so Eep killed things with symbol.
Well, it was more... He was told
Assumed, it seemed to me, more than
That's how Eep kills things.
He was more told that she always has to eat things that she's not allowed to have. And so I was like, you can eat these guys, not that you have to eat them. But Calcrix now has an idea that Eve doesn't seem to have a differentiation between you can choose to eat these nasty people, but not, and eat these nasty people. As far as Eve's concerned, it's eat the nasty people.
Seems to be.
Yeah. Well, what does eat normally when you eat?
Fairy dragons.
Fairy dragons.
Oh.
Yep.
Which is why Eve is on a you cannot eat party members diet.
Okay.
Okay, so
Given what we just saw, that's scary.
Correct.
well, he did eat a Brock in a round as well.
Yes.
Okay.
And Calcrix is also now uncertain as to whether or not telling Eve that she can eat certain people. She's got moral questions that she needs to ask someone about. She's not sure who.
I'm sure Fairy will have lots of responses on moral questions.
Yep.
I like discussing philosophy and morality.
Yeah.
There'll be a discussion of is this she's not sure if it's okay, even if it's a really bad person, to let Eve eat anyone while Eve is under her care.
Well, you can guarantee whoever Eep eats won't bother you again.
Yes, but Calcrix is very conflicted over that. She wants to evolve as a dragon at some point, and she's not sure she can do that with that on her conscience.
Oh, the answer for that is very simple.
What's that?
Don't have a conscience.
Unfortunately, she was kind of born with one. She doesn't know how to
I
get
could
rid
take
of
it.
it.
I could take it from you.
Given that we seem to kill fairly indiscriminately, it's
We.
not that well, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I can't recall you killing anything. Actually,
She does on very occasion, but definitely not in.
And hey, this is the second time you've massacred a room full of people. Once in your backstory, and now once in actual game.
That was bigger than a room.
Carrie
Can I
has
put a power
never
I don't
killed
do this.
anyone.
No, I don't think you have.
Neither dragons have.
No. No.
Okay, so it's just the rest of us that kill things
Yeah.
indiscriminately.
Yeah.
I thought I was trying to do some negotiation things. I referred with the mounter.
So I believe your negotiation was going to be quite successful.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
100%. But I
I,
was trying to show how we do it, but looks like I'll have to teach the party how to negotiate without killing people, so it's
I
okay.
think the misjudgment we've made is not allowing Anton to take the lead, but if he's wearing the helmet, he's just more powerful than he realizes.
He's never really worn it while the connected entity is walking around on the world.
Where Calprix is going to like take him aside and say, "Are you aware that there's this really big knight that appears next to you when you're wearing the helmet?"
Well, almost standing in the same square. You can see
I'm
into
not
the
aware of it, but I'm not
ethereal.
surprised about it.
And I think he's one of the reasons why you kill people instead of just.
It's an additional reason. Certainly, I've never seen the look at someone and they die thing ever happen before. That's a new one.
I think it's got to do with the big knight guy.
Yeah. That's the kind of person he is.
I thought you didn't want to become this guy.
I don't want to become this guy.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be a bad guy, so we're convincingly approaching the Fenris cult.
I think perhaps maybe we need to go without the helmet from this point on. You know, I see.
Okay.
Unless
So-
you want to kill indiscriminately, I think that's
Well,
probably
it's,
gonna
it goes back to the what are we trying to do here situation.
Well, look, we do want to, you know, killing people is not always the wrong choice, but choosing the timing of when we kill them might be more helpful if we get the information we need out of them first.
Look, I'm going to tell the dragon nicely, and it's the nicest way possible. They served us bad alcohol. They deserve to die. Okay.
Calvix is going to give you a really deadpan look that says, "This argument no working."
Okay.
The wolf has already made his choice, and I think we did the right thing. That was disgusting.
In a sense, the situation has changed. We're now coming into a passageway leading to a secret passageway leading into the secret hiding
Of the Death
hole
Cult.
of the Doomsday Cult. They're going to assume we're enemies to begin with.
They don't know that we killed everyone in the tavern above.
I know, but
As
getting
far
it.
as they know, the guy at the table let us through.
Yeah. But then why did he let us through?
Is anyone able to disguise themselves to look like that guy?
Your resident
Yeah, I
shapeshifter
can.
probably can.
Well, there
If
you
you
go.
can.
My
Just-
background is
just-
faceless. The whole point is to assume other people's identities.
Do you disguise one of us as that guy and pretend he's bringing us down as
Okay.
initiates?
And potentially, Eep can appear as that guy, though he would look like he's in shadow all the time.
Well, that's a new
We're
plan.
in a cave.
That's a new
There are
plan,
lots of
and-
shadows.
Feyre takes the lead,
Yeah.
looking like the thing,
Looking like the guy, and
like the bald-headed
we'll
bloke,
be,
good bald-headed card sheet.
we'll be new initiates.
Okay, so if no one has anything else to add, I might go into end credits because some of us are looking a bit tired here.
And yes,
Yeah,
they
we'll
really
be-
want to go to bed.
Yep. Oh, nice.
Okay, so going to end credits so we can talk after the session.
Which means the cat.